friends? Welcome back. Welcome back. It's Author Joe Holt. And yeah, impromptu fireside chat. I still have my robe on, didn't have time to get changed. I don't think my guest even minds. Uber, welcome.
Thank you. I love it actually. That's a nice looking robe. I'm glad you're wearing that. I really am. That's special.
It's
Very
never
it's very
happened.
majestic.
It's
Very
never
majestic.
it's never happened on fireside chats that see when I go into this robe, it is questions answered, mysteries unraveled.
Yes. Well, thanks
Right?
for having me. Thanks for
So
having me.
you're getting, I still have to keep the Boston Scally on because that's part of the show. And of
Of
course,
course.
I got to untuck my beard from the robe. When I started Fireside Chats, I didn't have a beard. This is
That's
how
right.
many I've done.
Yeah, I actually just watched part of the one with Chaotic, and you were starting to grow it, but it wasn't
Oh,
filled
right.
out.
Yeah, that link. Yeah, I did.
Yep.
When I clicked on it to share it, I was like, oh, wow. I didn't. Baby Joe. Yeah, he's beardless Joe. Now, obviously, you can tell by chat. There's some stickers of me recently in various movies that I've been in. Clearly bearded and beautiful. There's there's listen. So I spent like 3 hours making these stupid ass stickers, and I laughed so hard. Rachel and I were on the phone, like, okay, pick a movie. Lord of the Rings, Harry Potter, Star Wars, like anything. We were just, and I would take the same square picture of my face and post it over it. Oh, so today then I
That's
was in Sean Hawk's channel and posted Sean Hawk's face over Drop Dead Zed's hair, because why wouldn't you?
right, of course.
Oh my god. Anyway, this isn't about me. This is about
I
you,
love I
Uber.
love I love the fact that it's the same face on all
Yes.
these. Like you got that's the best part almost.
And there's totally like a round capture where I could have made it look like way better just by using a round. I was like, nope. Let's go.
No, 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 no. It's
No,
perfect the way it is. It's
I'm not
perfect.
editing shit. I'm not cut and paste. Now this one, that's all me. That's all
Yes.
me. That's all
Yep.
me. Yep.
That's
All
a good
right.
look too.
All right. So I came to your channel, and actually, that's not true. That's not true. I went to someone else's channel, Eric
Oh
Wilson.
snap.
I was in Eric Wilson's channel, and Eric said, "Hey man, I'm feeling like being lazy and live streaming, but not doing any of the work. So we're gonna ghetto host somebody that is working and somebody that's been around a long time. Uber. Well, he didn't say it like that. You know what I mean? But
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
so so he hosted you, and he just sat there and like played with the beard and whatever, and you were talking, and I was like, I'm gonna host Uber by osmosis, and he was like, what? So like I opened up a different window and I took away the host from him, slipped it to you, and so I'm on his channel and watched him listen to you thank me for the host that I just took away from him.
That's hilarious. I
Because
had no idea.
you were doing the work. I was like, nah, you don't get the host when you're hosted like the nah. I'm gonna nah.
That's hilarious. I had no idea that that even went on
Yep.
behind the
So
scenes.
then I came to your channel, and you
Right.
said, and what did you say to me?
Well, I made you feel guilty about never having me on the Fireside Chat show.
Well, and I did. You know what? It's amazing. And this is, I'm the only reason I'm making a point of this is to say, if you're listening and you're a D Live streamer and you haven't been on the show yet and you want to be on the show, send me a message.
It's your fault,
I'll
guys.
answer it. You could be on the show. I didn't know. Uber. You, like, we all know. Even Eric, that he's kind of making the point, like, dude, this guy's been around. Like,
Right, right. Sure.
and I go, yeah. And then so I do have traumatic brain injury, and I have been doing this show for more than 6 months, and there's been 3 dozen more, 41, I think. I forget who's been on the show,
Oh
like,
yeah, I'm sure.
because in
That
that time they were streamers, then they were verified partners, then they were global partners or not, then they were guardians or not, then they were
right.
guardians, then they were staff, then they were. It's like,
it's hard to keep up. No, that's a good point. That's
It's
actually a good
amazing.
point.
And what's really awesome about Fireside Chats, the part that I absolutely love is like Fatheaded Noob's a good example. He's the longest show we've ever had. It was over 4 hours. That guy's been
Wow.
on every platform and the platform before it was what it is now, right? Like
Right.
Justin TV and then Twitch or whatever
Right.
the,
Right.
Mixer and whatever it was before Mixer. D Live on Steam It, D Live
Sure.
on Lino, D Live on Lemons now, like
Right. Right.
it's amazing. So I've gotten like this incredible history of streaming, even though I didn't even know what streaming was till 2017. I found
Right.
LT Zonda on Twitch, watched him, played games with him for a couple years, and in January 2019, he was like, "Hey man, there's this thing called D Live. Let's go over there." And I was like, "All right."
Wow. Okay. So you came sort of with Zonda over.
Specifically because of Zonda. Then
Interesting.
I was his moderator every day for a couple months, and
Mm-hmm.
he kept saying, "Hey, like, how come you don't stream?" And I'm like, "Well, I'm not a streamer. Like, I write books, I interview people. I don't stream." And he was like, "You could. You just turn the camera on."
Just do that, right? Do what you're
Yeah,
already doing.
yeah. He
But
goes, "Do what you do, but turn the camera on." And I was
yeah,
like, "Oh, well, I mean, I could buy a camera. Like,
sure.
I could do that." So here we are all these months later. D Live has done, I mean, night and day. It looks different, right? It was on Steam, then it wasn't on Steam, then it's on Lino. Well, what's Lino? We don't know. The,
Right.
the
Right.
interface changed, the cryptocurrency changed, the chat
Yep.
changed, the chess showed up, the chess changed a bunch of times.
Right.
Like,
Had a lot of people come in, new people, new folks.
well, then they got the largest content creator on the planet in PewDiePie to come to
Right.
D Live. Oh, get this. In what? I'd have to pull it up. The largest meeting of, see, nah, this is why I need, see, this is an impromptu show, man. The largest meeting of, there's so much, I don't want to speak incorrectly. Lino, we're talking about Lino, cryptocurrency meeting. The meeting's gonna be on D Live. I don't know what the hell I'm saying. Anyway, it's a big deal. Just believe me.
Right. Right. There's a lot going on right now, and I
That's what
can't.
I'm saying. I can't keep
Yeah,
up.
I can't either, honestly. And I'm honestly almost okay with it.
I'm totally okay. I'm a
Right.
hundred
Like
percent okay with it.
I, I don't know about you, but I stream for my reasons, and I'm having a fun time. And I don't. Luckily, I don't have to do this for money.
Right.
Um, you know,
And
I should.
I would like to say though, I used to have that like same thought, right? Like, I'm glad I don't do this for money because now it's just fun and I can keep it fun. But I've
Hmm.
interviewed enough people now that do it for money that
Hmm.
I can't be that callous with my words anymore, right?
Yeah.
Like,
Okay. Yeah.
I
Yeah.
do
Yeah.
it for fun. I don't cash out. I did lock in $2,000 in Lino because I believe in Lino, not because I think I'm going to make money or give a damn if I ever do. I
Yeah.
want to
Yeah.
support the company, and that's how you can show that you are, right?
Sure. Sure.
But to say it that matter of factly, knowing that there's so many that are doing this as a job and want to do this as a job, would be a disservice to kind of leave it like that.
No. Sure. 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 I agree with that. Now the way the so I would probably be more educated of all the stuff going on right now if I was doing it for monetary reasons, and I would assume most people that do this for a job, they probably know way more about how all this new stuff is working right now, than I do. And I used to be pretty plugged in, but it's
I
there's
would
all these
say,
changes now, and it's I'm
well,
trying
let's
to keep
okay.
up.
So let's start at the beginning because
Sure,
there's plenty of time to get to this conversation that we clearly want to have.
yeah,
Um,
yeah.
First question I always ask: your streamer name? It's Uber.
Hmm.
I could. There's an Uber app on my phone. You
Right.
stole this company's name, and you're gonna
Whoa,
get
whoa.
sued. No, I'm kidding. How'd you come up with it? When did you come up with it? What's it
Okay.
mean to you?
Okay, so I did not come up with it. This is not my name.
I just said
That I
that.
can
I just
Right.
said that. No, I'm kidding.
Right,
I'm
right,
kidding.
right. So So actually, I gotta give all credit to my good buddy Sean,
Which
who I
Sean?
met.
Narrow it down.
Sean, well, yeah, there's a few Seans in this world.
D Live
My
Sean?
buddy,
No.
my buddy Sean Bearwald. He's not on D Live.
Okay.
He's not a streamer. He's just a buddy of mine, and he's been a buddy of mine for about 12 years. Right around the time I moved to the Bay Area, I lived in Oregon for quite some time, and then I moved to the Bay Area for a girl. It's a horrible decision.
Now, hold on. Yes, it's the
Yes.
short version, but also
Mm-hmm.
love is worth it.
Love is always worth it. Yes, I would agree with you on that.
Terrible idea, but
In hindsight,
do it.
right? In
But do
hindsight.
it.
Yeah, but do it. Take a chance. Sometimes you got to take a chance. That's
All right,
what that was.
that's a different show. I mean, I am wearing my questions answered, mysteries unraveled robe, but it's not.
You're taking a chance with that rope right now, actually.
We got. Well, we don't stream from the waist down, so it's not.
But I think it's working.
I'm the beard. Anyway, let's carry on. So Uber.
Yes.
When did you steal that name, and why did you start streaming with it?
Yes. So I'm originally from Germany. Okay.
Oh, really? Were you
Yes.
born in Germany?
Born and raised in Germany.
Ah,
Yes.
sprechen Sie Deutsch?
Ja, ich spreche Deutsch. Ja.
Wow. Okay.
Sehr
Okay.
gut.
But we're gonna stream in English. But okay.
Sure.
Okay,
Sure.
okay.
So my buddy Sean, he always called me Uber because it's kind of a German name, with the umlaut and stuff. So I was always, and there's been different iterations of it. He'd call me like Uber Van Dudenstein, or just like make up funny German sounding words and names. But Uber was always kind of the common denominator. He'd always call me Uber or Oopski or, whatever. So it's always been Uber. And that's just who I've always been to him, and he's a good buddy of mine. And years went by and it was really just a thing between us. So I wasn't known as Uber to any of my other friends, even, really, just, around him and maybe a couple other people around us at the time. And then years later, I would start driving for Uber. Now, when he called me Uber, this is way before the ride sharing app, right? We're talking like 2004, right? 2005, maybe.
Okay.
So years later,
I mean, I've got a bullshit flag handy. I don't know where it is, but I'm listening. Okay. I'm listening.
This is true.
No, I'm listening.
He'll vouch for me. We can probably get his mom to vouch for me too, because I used to sleep on their couch for some time.
Okay.
I had a little rough patch there for a couple of years. Okay. But either way,
the part that just was like, before I started driving for Uber, I'm like, fucking, if I had a bullshit flag, I'd have thrown it right there. 15 yards, bullshit. First down, automatic, fucking whatever. Yeah, play soccer, football, or whatever you want to call it. Red flag. Oh, red card. There you go. Red card. I forgot.
I went with the Uber, driving for Uber too fast, maybe. Maybe I should have kind of dressed it up a little bit. But here's the thing.
I almost just spit my drink all over my face.
When I started driving for Uber, I never made that connection. Like, I really didn't. I really didn't, even. Because, my buddy, he moved away. We kind of didn't talk for a while. You know how it goes. You move to different cities and stuff. We didn't hang out on a daily basis like we used to, right? Where I'd sleep on his couch and like I was coming home every day, hanging with him. So I didn't even make that connection until like another year into driving for Uber and me starting a YouTube channel. And it was based on mobile gaming. And so what I would do is I would play mobile games and I would record it on my phone with a face cam. They have apps and stuff. This is about 2015 now. So it's about 3-4 years ago. And my channel name was, I decided on Uber YouTuber. Because I actually named it that because I was driving for Uber. So in a way.
Oh, no, I get it. Oh, I get it.
You know what I mean? But then it came full circle because that was my nickname with my buddy this whole time. So then, I did the YouTube thing for a few years and it was semi-successful, I guess. But then eventually I kind of branched out from YouTube and started going on other platforms like DLive, like Twitch. So I kind of, the YouTuber part.
Hold on. You can't throw out all those words
Sure.
and expect me to skip the Twitch and Uber. And I'm like, hold on, hold
Yeah, yeah,
on.
yeah. Yeah.
Second question:
Okay.
when did you start streaming? And kind of at the same time, what got you started streaming?
Okay, I started streaming probably in 2015 as well. Right
Okay.
around the time when I started my channel. So I was driving for Uber, I was making mobile videos.
How many? Somebody track how many times he says Uber.
Oh my goodness.
Just
Take a shot every time I say Uber.
no, don't
That's a
do
good
that.
drinking
Jesus
game.
Christ, you'd be hammered before halftime.
Yeah, that's a good point. Um, so I've always been a gamer, right? And also
So
not
you're
really
driving for Uber.
sure. Yep. I'm making mobile videos, but then I also wanted to branch out and play console games.
Wait,
And
were you streaming games from like a mobile platform while you were driving for Uber onto
I
YouTube?
I never did that. I did edited videos. So what I would do is I would actually, between rides, I would pull over and I would record a little video, like a 5 to 10 minute
Oh,
video.
okay,
So those
okay.
videos are still on my channel. And then so the way, because I wanted to kind of be unique, do something that nobody really did. So I wanted to do everything from my car with my phone.
But
I
not
didn't
while
want to,
you're driving because that's
not while I'm
illegal in
driving.
California.
Yes, of course. Not while I'm driving.
DUIE.
That's right.
Did you know
That's
that?
right. I
Driving
did.
under the influence of electronics, and it's the same as a
Ooh,
DUI.
is that right? Really?
DUIE. Yes, because
Wow.
they kill more people than drunk people. And
Wow.
it impairs their ability to drive worse than if you were drunk. Because at least you're still looking at the road if you're drunk.
Oh, that's a good point. Yeah, you're trying, right?
Yeah, at least you're trying. And in some cases, really hard.
Wow. So, okay, so
Yeah.
texting and driving, would that qualify as a DUIE?
In California, using a handheld electronic device while
Hmm.
driving is illegal. Not
Wow.
cell phone, not texting, not they don't give a damn about that.
Sure.
Handheld electronic device that includes your GPS.
Wow.
It
Interesting.
has to be mounted.
Okay.
Hands free is the I only know
Nice.
because I've been to court about it.
Right, right.
In
Wow.
California.
It's
Yeah.
good to know. I
So
did not know
so
that.
can you link do you still have that YouTube channel?
Yeah,
Okay,
absolutely. Yeah.
while we're talking about it, if you'll link that in chat.
Of course.
So you're driving around, you're making YouTube channel or YouTube videos. This is like 5 years ago, sounds like.
Yep. Yep. About 4 years ago. About that. Yep.
Okay. And how
And
did you make the leap to off of the phone like YouTube to live streamer?
so it was on YouTube. That
Oh, okay.
year, I was also writing part-time. I was writing for a sports gaming website. I've always been a big sports gamer.
Nice.
Yeah, so I really I've always been a gamer. I'll link my channel here in your chat. I've always been a gamer. Right around 2014, 2015, I kind of wanted to get more involved. I wanted to do more than just play the games.
41.9 thousand subscribers on YouTube.
Yeah, I've
Dude, I
lost a
didn't
few,
know
but
I was talking to YouTube royalty. That's a big
oh,
number. That's almost 50,000 followers, man.
yeah, thank you. Thank you.
That's a
Yeah,
big deal.
thank you.
Yeah.
So, but back in those days, it wasn't big. It was a really small number. It took a long time to build it up,
So
obviously.
I get it now. Uber YouTuber, because that's what you
Mhm.
were doing. Literally.
Mhm.
Like I'm autistic. So my thought process is literal. That's
Yeah.
literally what you were doing. Uber
Right.
YouTuber.
Right. And if you go back on some of those videos, you'll see a lot of like I used to call it my mobile recording booth, right?
I get it.
I
I
drive
get it. Hey, and that's a tax write off twice.
That's right. Exactly right. That's right. Yep. I actually one year I claimed a loss for driving for Uber because of all the write I mean, it's like your cell phone
That's
bill, you write everything,
gas,
everything.
yeah,
Right,
mileage.
exactly. Yep. And I had this terrible lease. It was actually through Uber. It was a car lease because I didn't have a car at the time. That was a way for me to get a car is to drive for Uber and lease this car through them, or I think it was
Oh.
actually a third party company that worked with Uber, but it's at a ridiculous rate, right? They'll charge you like $180 a week for a tiny little Hyundai, you know what I mean?
Did you
So you're paying
hear recently that they're trying to make that illegal? Like any
interesting, really.
driving any of those in California specifically,
Wow.
driving for profit like Uber or Lyft or any of those as an independent contractor. And I
Interesting. I didn't
think
know
it
that.
might have actually passed. I don't want to say for sure, but like very
Right.
recently. Yeah, because
Wow.
like it runs into like when I was in Hawaii, Big Island,
Mhm.
Hawaii, I had this big ass car. We were gonna put it in a movie. So it was like a 89 Mercury Grand Marquis LS, like
Mhm.
rattle can black with blood red interior. And the movie was called Pirates and Cowboys. And this was the pirate ship on land, right?
Okay.
Like it looked, there's this ram's horn skull wired to the grill, like stuff hanging off the back, painted on the sides. It was ridiculous.
I can picture it.
Anyway, I don't even I would pull up to any stoplight in Hawaii and tourists would immediately take pictures with the car, of the car, and they would ask me if I would give them a ride. Like, yeah, get the hell in here, man. Let's go.
Yeah.
I'm retired. I'm a writer. I interview people, your people. Hop in. Let's go. So I ended up
That's
getting door magnets made. My nickname is Aloha Joe. So it said
mhm.
Aloha Joe, free local rides. Big door magnets on both sides of the car. And I would just, if you saw me and said, "Hey, I need a ride," I would let you get in and I would take you wherever you want to go
How
for
cool is that?
for free. And at no point would I accept any gratuity, period, because I didn't want it to change my motivation for doing it, right? Which is
Yeah.
just to help people. I
How
got,
cool is that?
well, I got sued
What?
by the local taxi driver group and the city
Of course you did.
for running an illegal taxi. Yeah, but here's the thing: no phone number, no business name, no business license, no
Uh-huh.
advertising, nobody that can ever say that paid me a fare,
Yeah,
nobody that could ever,
no money
yeah, nothing ever.
exchanged.
It completely just got dropped, right? But my point is, the professionals that are already doing this, making the money, don't want us independent contractors infringing upon their turf,
Mhm.
right? You're
Mhm.
taking money out of taxi drivers' pockets, limos, and right, all of these people that were
Sure.
around before this was a thing.
Right, right, right.
They
Sure.
don't like that at all.
Mhm.
And it's been going long enough, and you guys have been able to take enough money out of their pockets. They're trying to make it illegal to even do it.
Wow. Wow.
Yeah. Anyway.
Interesting. Well, I don't drive for them anymore. So that's
Oh, I
but
know. It's the
but yeah.
law change. You no, I'm just kidding.
Yeah.
I know. That's what I'm
No,
saying.
but that lease, anyways, it's a terrible thing. I was in a bind trying to get a car. I had a kid on the way, or I had a kid, little kid. I was in a bind. Previously to that, I was riding on a motorized skateboard, and I loved life. It was simple, easy, no car payments. But okay, now we're doing the adulting thing. I have a kid now,
Yeah.
and it's like, shoot, I got to get a car. So I got into this, and what I found out, it was kind of more of a hassle to try to keep up with the payments every week.
Mm,
You know what I
yeah.
mean? It's like, geez, it's like you're renting this car and you got to make this payment every week, no matter what, right? Now they say it's super flexible. You can work whenever you want, but yeah, you're gonna have to work 12 hours a day to make that car payment back, right? Type of thing. So how flexible is it really?
Right.
So anyways, like my relief of that was like to make YouTube videos. That was fun.
Mm.
And since I didn't have a lot of time to game at home anymore because I was always on the road, I would pull over, park in a McDonald's parking lot and play my mobile soccer or basketball game. And then I was like, you know what? Screw it. I'll just record this. And I started doing that, and I kind of I was proud of myself of being able to do all that remotely, like without a computer, without a fancy green screen, and all that
Right.
stuff. Right? It was just all on the phone. Um, so that's how it started. But that year, I was also writing for a sports gaming website, and they invited me out to E3, which is like the big gaming convention in LA,
Mhm.
right? And it's always been a dream of mine to go there because every year you see all the news come out there. It's the big, like, it's a gamer's, like,
Yeah. It's nerd
you know,
heaven. Yeah.
it's nerd heaven, totally.
It's nerd
So
heaven for sure.
yes. So they're like, if you can make your way down here and pay for your, room and board, we'll give you a ticket. You'll have like a media pass. And this was the last year, I think, that E3 was still closed to the public. So it was a big deal, it was like a very prestigious thing to be able to go to that, and I'm like, wow, I made it. Yes, I'll do it. So I went to E3 with on behalf of the site. The site's called Sports Gamers Online.
Hmm.
And that year, YouTube Gaming had this big elaborate setup, like a big booth, that was really like, okay, we're taking gaming to another level. Twitch was already well established. It wasn't nearly as big as it is now, right? 4 years ago, but it was already the mainstream platform for gamers. Twitch was. But YouTube gaming was about to, become this new big thing
Hmm.
and become a streaming platform as well, plus all your videos that, your streams would just automatically upload to YouTube. It seemed so cool to me. And I'm thinking, wow, that's going to be the big new thing. I need to start streaming on YouTube. I need to figure out how I can start streaming on YouTube. So I went home and I started doing daily streams on YouTube. And I did it straight from my PS4. I didn't have any equipment yet. It was in my living room. And you know how like PlayStation 4 has a native stream,
Mm-hmm.
you can stream to Twitch or YouTube. And so I kept streaming to YouTube. And it actually, my streams were pretty big. Like I think I get 70, 80 viewers, which at the time I didn't know was a lot, but it is a lot, now I know that. But it just kind of grew from there. And I never stopped doing the mobile videos. I just kind of started working on my setup. Eventually I stopped driving for Uber. So I still did my mobile videos, but I did them from home. And I almost wonder if that's where I went wrong, because I kind of went away from that, right? What I pride myself in to begin with. You know what I
Mm-hmm.
mean? Because the numbers were getting bigger, and I'm like, wow, like it's starting to blow up.
Your name's Uber. Don't pretend like you're not okay with selling out.
Right, good point.
Sorry,
Good
I
point.
don't know. That was totally uncalled for.
No, 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 that's fine. But so I don't know. I kept doing the videos. The channel got bigger. It got more attention, and it got some attention from EA. And then they turned me into like a game changer, which is
Nice.
this whole content creator program. And I got sucked into this whole like thing, right? Like, oh, I'm in it now. It's like, so then then the very next year I went to E3 again and EA Play, and they had rooftop party. It was a lot. It was really cool at the time. But I almost think it was too much too soon. Like I wasn't ready for it. You know what I mean? I don't know.
Wait, why? Wait, what? Why? What do you mean? Honestly, dude, I almost said what, mate? I
Wait.
totally. I'm trying to. Oh, I've been watching Fatheaded Noob too much.
Wait, what, mate?
What do you mean? You don't like
It
you
the
built that scenario to be in that place, and but you don't think you were ready, or
Yeah, I don't know. It was a lot all at once. The whole EA thing. Once EA kind of found the channel, they wanted to make me a game changer along with a bunch of other people.
Hmm.
This isn't now we're talking 2016 going into 2017 now.
Okay, okay.
So EA started to they what they would do is they fly out a bunch of content creators whenever they have a new product they're trying to show off. So if you're in that category of whatever, if I'm doing, let's say, FIFA videos, whenever there's news about FIFA and something, they'd fly everybody out and put you in a hotel, and they'd have recording sessions and do all kinds of stuff.
Hmm.
And I went along with it. They don't pay you. Now, it's not like a paid position or anything like that, but it's kind of a thing to help content creators be like get exclusive,
Oh,
stuff
okay. Were you
to
doing
put
competitive gaming, or were you just live streaming whatever you wanted?
pretty much whatever I wanted, but it was really geared towards the particular games I was playing at the time, which was
Hmm.
a basketball game, NBA Live Mobile, and FIFA Mobile. So it was really anything that had to do with those games. They really wanted to get as many people that were doing content for those games to come to those events. And it became to be a lot, where they would try to get you out every 2 weeks. Then they would try to like ask you, okay, can you make a video real quick for this, and can you promote this, and so
Can you pay me? Can you
that's That's
Can
where I'm getting at.
like what the hell?
That's where I'm getting at. It started out like as a really cool thing, like feeling super honored, like, wow, EA is looking for me, and then it turned into like, okay, they want me to promote their product, but I'm having to take time off from work. I'm not getting to see my family as much as I used to, just to push somebody else's product, and it's really not helping me at
Were
all,
they at
really.
least paying for the trips?
There, yes, yeah, the room
Okay,
and board is all paid for. So it's cool, right? Like it fits people like maybe a college student or somebody like that would be really cool for, but
sure.
like me, I don't have a whole lot of vacation time to take. If I'm burning
Right.
my
You got
vacation,
like adult stuff going on.
exactly.
Right.
So it turned out not to be for me anymore. And so the YouTube channel suffered from that because the what I evolved my content into was based on what EA gave me. Does that make sense?
I get it. Yeah. But and
You know
you
what I
can
mean?
get resentful at that point, if if
That's It's so
I don't
funny
want to
you
put
said
words
that.
in your mouth. I'm
No,
sorry.
no,
I
no.
just
It's so funny you say that because that's exactly the word I would use.
mm,
Resentful, maybe bitter. I got a little
sure.
bit bitter and resentful, because the way the program was sold to me, it's called a game changer program, right? And the way they told me it was going to be is like you're going to be part of the development team. You're going to have input on how the games get made and
That
things like
sounds
that. And I'm
awesome.
thinking, that's exactly what I thought.
Yeah.
That's like it's a dream come true. I've always wanted that. And I've never wanted to get paid for that, but that's so cool. It turned out not to be really that. It turned out more to be a promotional role,
Mm.
promoting the product. You know what I mean? And so when there was things in the game that I did like and I would kind of voice my opinion, it was kind of frowned upon.
Yeah,
You
they're
know what I
like,
mean?
yeah, that's not why you're here.
Exactly. It's like, yeah, but could you just make that video and smile? It's like,
Right?
well, sure, but I really don't like that. And you know what I mean? So there was a lot of that going on, and then
That's a
I
shame.
kind of it really is because I really enjoyed it at the time, and then I look back now and I'm thinking, man, I should have never let it get to that because I did get resentful and bitter, and it should have never been that. You
Mhm.
know what I mean? That's part of me being naive and gullible and thinking, it was ever going to be anything more than what actually it was.
So what you've got to this point.
Mhm.
Now what? How do you make that change from YouTube and making these sort of gaming videos to going, because I don't know, the reason I'm making such a point about this, guys, if you're listening,
Mhm.
there's a huge difference between being a content creator and being a live streamer. And I mean night and day difference,
Yeah.
right? Your audience,
100%.
right? Your audience is not live.
Mhm.
You are not live. You can edit and tweak and crop and pinch and change and refilm.
Manipulate.
You live stream, it's on, and people can clip it, and you're screwed.
Yeah. No, that's so true.
So,
That's so
so
true.
that's why I'm being so particular, belaboring this point. But so, how did you go, okay? This isn't working out. Was there a
Right.
gap there until you found live streaming, or did you already know about it?
Well, I was doing it before the whole EA thing and
Right.
everything.
Oh, right.
So,
You were live
you know,
streaming to YouTube. Okay.
I was live streaming to YouTube, so I had a
Sure.
little bit of experience.
Okay.
And actually, the concept of doing edited videos at that time was kind of, ooh, like I didn't know any
Hmm.
of that, but I got a rhythm and got it going. And then, well, what happened is the EA thing didn't work out. Suddenly, the games that I was making content for, I didn't have as much content to make for anymore because I wasn't really, it was a lot of it was based on the currencies within these games, the economy within these games, and a lot of that EA was providing to me.
Oh, I see what you mean. Yeah.
You
Yeah.
know what I mean?
Hmm.
So
What? So
it
pay to play games? Would that be a good phrase?
exactly,
Okay.
exactly. So they would provide me with like some of the in-game currency or some of the cool stuff that just came out, right? And some of that stuff is really expensive, and so it wasn't I wasn't being there was no way I could spend my own money on all of this stuff and make a video
Right.
which you know what I mean. It just
So
it wasn't.
if you're like an avid gamer, that's a pretty sweet deal. You're getting like all the cool stuff in the game
Yeah,
for free.
right. That is a cool deal as long as you love the product.
Right.
That's
That's a
key right
valid
there.
that's the whole thing, isn't it?
And that's kind of what happened. The product wasn't, I didn't enjoy the product as much anymore. And that's kind of where, it went. So now I'm like, okay, the content that I'm used to making is no longer feasible. I can't do this anymore. I need to do something else. And I love, like, streaming was always fun way before I did any of this stuff. The edited videos, the EA stuff. I always had a fun time just sitting in my living room and playing Madden on my PlayStation and having a couple people come in and chatting with them. So that's naturally what I went back to doing. But the whatever what happened though, I wanted to do it on YouTube because I'm thinking, well, now I have a big following on here. I can do anything, right? Like all these people subscribe to the channel, they're following me now, and pretty much I could just do anything and they'll just come. Well, that's not really how it works, right? It's it's
Sorry,
essential.
that's not the first time I've heard that. I just
Right?
I
But
know we're not X tagged. We're not X tagged. We could be. We could be, but we're not yet. Just saying.
so it's essentially it's a very naive way to think of it. I realize that now, because essentially these everybody that's subscribed to my channel almost is used to one type of content. Now, when I stop
Sure.
doing that, they might not. I mean, they might not be into the same
That's
things I'm into,
Dude,
right?
that's a
Like
legitimate concern. Like LT Zonda, like I said, I was with him on Twitch. He had a 500,000 subscribers,
that's
and
right.
they
Yeah.
all watched him play GTA 5. He
Right.
quit doing that, gone.
Right. It's
Right? Like you,
amazing how that.
yeah. So we've talked about this almost every show we've done. Be a
Mhm.
variety streamer because you're going to get tired of the game. The game's going to change. There's going to be a new game. There, right? Like whatever the problem
Right.
is, if you're used to doing one thing and one thing only, and that's how you build your sub base, you're going to be
Mhm.
screwed when that thing changes.
Right. Or if you start hating that thing, right?
Well,
Now you're
exactly.
hating what you're doing, and then what's the point
How
then?
could
Yeah.
you? I don't understand. Like, I love watching these gamers that are best at what they do in the world, right? And there's
Yeah.
several of them on D Live. Like Enforcer J comes to mind right away. If
Sure.
I want to watch somebody play a first person shooter, any first person shooter well, I watch Enforcer J. That
Yeah.
man is gifted. But it's because he's played every day, all day, forever.
Right.
I
Right.
couldn't
Yep.
do that.
No,
It's
I'm
like
with you.
a hamster wheel feeling to me, you know?
Yeah. No, that's exactly it. That's so true. And that's when I realized that quickly that essentially what I'm a sandwich shop. People love my sandwiches. They
It's
wait in
like,
line for my sandwiches,
wait, what?
and all of a sudden I'm just selling pizza. No more sandwiches. Now I'm selling pizza.
Oh,
It's
okay.
like, how can I blame these people, right? They're used to my sandwiches and now I'm selling pizza. Like that's just my YouTube channel became. And it's kind of a sad thing at the time, right? Like it hurts. Because you're used to everybody saying,
Yeah.
Uber, I love your videos. Yeah, you're awesome, right? And then it's like, Uber, F off. I hate you. Why are you making these videos? I'm so tired of watching you do this, right? It's like, oh man.
To use your metaphor, the people want salami, you know,
Yes, they
and
want
now you're
salami.
not giving them salami.
I'm giving them pepperoni now,
Well,
and it's
that's salami. That's a type of
that's true. It's
salami.
kind of a lateral move,
Yeah,
but
it's. I wouldn't complain about that.
yeah. But so so
I don't mean you give me salami. I mean getting pepperoni versus salami. I just wanted to be clear.
hmm
Uh-huh,
hmm
uh-huh, uh-huh. So when did you come to D Live? How'd you find out about D Live?
I found out about D Life from one of my YouTube buddies, Bobby Buckets.
Bobby. Oh,
And I
I don't know that name.
He's been on D Live since about January, so it's about Zonda's time.
Okay. Well, that's when I
Yeah,
joined DLive,
and
January
and Zonda
2019.
Zonda was actually the second stream I ever checked out. I really liked Zonda a lot.
Okay.
I
Okay.
loved his vibe, and and so and go back to Bobby Buckets. I saw a tweet because I follow him on Twitter. I saw a tweet, "Hey, I'm going live on D Live," and I was right at that time where I was starting to stream on Twitch, and it wasn't really, again, it's kind of a sad awakening when you're used to having millions of views to having two people in your stream right on Twitch, and it's like, man, it's kind of, and Twitch I tried for a few months and it didn't really do it for me. So I saw this tweet, just a random tweet from this Bobby Buckets guy, and he says, I'm going live on D Live. I'm like, well, what is that? Let me click on that. So I
Nice.
checked it out and his stream looked good. And I'm like, well, what is this? So then I started browsing around the site, right? And it looked a lot different than it does now, because you've
Sure.
been on
Yeah.
it.
Well, it's changed a lot. But before we get into that,
Yeah.
I want to echo what you just said. Did
Hmm.
you hear what he said, guys? How he found DLive? Somebody tweeted it.
Yes.
Somebody tweeted it. He clicked on a link, found DLive. Like
Yep.
we haven't talked about this in the last few Fireside Chats, but a big part of this show originally was helping people understand how to stream, right? How to be successful streaming. And I interviewed LT Zonda and Flow Driver and One Last Round and all, the people that are now, they're all global partners, right? Clearly, Sean Hawk, all these people that chaotic, that know what they're doing.
Right.
And all of them will tell you you need to use social media.
Mhm.
DLive will tell you you need to use social media. You have to
Right.
use Discord. You should use Twitter, Instagram, Facebook. All that stuff is kind of extra. But if you're not using Twitter and Discord, you're not going to be a successful streamer on DLive.
Yeah, I agree. 100%. And be clever with it, you know?
Yeah, yeah. Don't paste. I'm going live every day. Nobody
Exactly.
cares.
Those are those automated messages. They're
Right.
not very enticing to me personally. Now, someone that's already on your timeline might be like, oh, Uber's life. Okay, cool.
Right.
But for
Like this
somebody like,
fireside chat, we didn't
Mhm.
even know it was going to happen. So I tweeted out like, "We're doing it right damn now," like
Yep,
because
yep,
that's what a tweet's for. It tweets now. It's now.
exactly. That's exactly right. That's exactly
Yeah.
right. And the bot, I try to be kind of clever with my tweets. I try to, whatever it may be, a play on words or something that I'm streaming or something that's relevant in the world right now, right? I try to, like, sometimes I got nothing because
Sometimes we all, dude. That's all of us. So guys, right
but
now I'm posting in chat. Uber's Twitter is not at Uber because guess what? They would sue him.
yes, big time.
So his name is at Daniel Basel, and that's the link to his Twitter.
Thank you, thank you.
Yes, yes.
Yeah, Twitter. And if anybody wants to ever ask me questions about I think I'm decent at tweeting. I don't know, is that a thing? If tweeting ever became an Olympic sport,
I
I
mean,
might be like on the D list.
I've tweeted, but in terms of professional tweeter,
Yeah, yeah.
I don't think so. I and here's how you know. I have 1,000 followers, but I'm following 2,000. That's wrong. That's how you know you're not awesome.
Yeah, but I don't know about that. Like, I don't, because that just tells
You don't
me
think you don't think that matters?
I don't think well, I don't think that's bad. I guess let's put it that way. I don't think it's bad or wrong, right? It
It
just
is
tells
what
me
it
like
is. Like,
that you probably browsed on Twitter a lot, and that's what I do. I follow a lot of people too. I follow anybody. I see something that's relevant to me that I like, or somebody that says something that I think, and like, I'll just give them a follow. Oh, cool! Like,
mhm.
it's interesting, or what they're into, or if it's somebody streaming. It can be all kinds of people. So to me, if you're following more people than people that follow you, it really doesn't matter. Like, I don't think it's a big deal, right? People make a big deal about it. I know that.
About
But
how to tweet.
know about like the follower ratio, right?
Oh,
That's a
right, right.
big, like, that's a
Well,
big thing to some.
so we've talked about this a lot on this show, and I will say flat out, we don't do follow for follow. It's pointless, right?
Yeah, yeah,
In
exactly.
an autistic literal sense of the word, the follow button on DLive is you find somebody's content you like, you want to
Mhm.
know when they're live. there's a following tab at the top of the page. You click
Yeah.
on that, anybody that you followed that's live is going to show up on that list. That's
Right.
what it's for. It's not
Right.
for telling you how cool you are or not. I don't know.
No, exactly right. And you notice if you like watching streams on D Live, like you and I probably both
Mhm.
do, you don't want to clutter it too much. Like, you know what I
Right.
mean?
Right.
Just
Well,
for the sake of following somebody.
right. Like the numbers, just because we're talking numbers to try to elucidate, like followers 1,697, following 471.
Hmm.
So much less, right?
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
And a lot of that, like I've had 40, you're 42 people just on my show, right? So I always follow my guest. I've probably followed, like for you, I've known you and followed you for a long time. We
Sure.
just,
Sure.
since the platform has gotten bigger and changed and we've all kind of taken off individually, it's
Right.
hard to get to each other's channels as much.
Oh, of course. Of
You know,
course.
that's why this is so nice to, to have this kind of conversation with you. And
Absolutely.
I've
And
really
that's,
been trying to focus on that, guys that have been here a while so we can have this talk.
yeah. And that's a cool thing. Like, I may not, like Eric Wilson, he's another person that I've kind of watched since I got on D Live. He's been on here. And I may go weeks or even a month without ever checking out a stream of his. And then like a random Saturday night, like this past Saturday night, oh, Eric is playing Rocket League with Crypto Trip, and let's check in with those guys, right? Like it doesn't mean you have to be in every stream of that person, because obviously people have different schedules, time zones.
Hmm.
People are all over the world now. It's not, but it's kind of nice to come back. Like, and I've seen you around, and I've seen your fireside chats with other people. I've watched them, so it's kind of
Did you
neat
hear? Did you
now
hear how he said that? With other people,
with other
with
people.
other people.
Other
Like you're
people,
on the show right now, man.
right? I
You're gonna
know.
need to let that go.
I know. I
It's
know.
happening right now.
I'm really thankful that you kind of forced me into this tonight.
I did give you a 10-minute countdown every minute until we got to what, 3 minutes, and you're like, all right, fine.
I force quit a game that I was in just to do this. So I was yeah, I wanted to do it. I'm
So,
happy. I'm
and to
thankful.
give Uber props, man. So my lady Rachel is in the hospital. She's not feeling super well right now. And we were like, hey, let's cheer her up. Uber, do you want to do a show right now so she can watch something in the hospital? And he was like, you know what? Yes.
Yeah, when you said that, how am I gonna say no to that? I mean,
But no,
come on.
I
You had
actually
me.
I didn't say it like I didn't plan that. Like I realized she was awake and available,
Sure. No, and I know you didn't mean it like that, or
and
you
we
say
had a
it like.
show, or actually we had a show scheduled this morning with Project,
Mhm.
one of the global partners here on D Live, and he had some stuff happen in his world. I had stuff happen in my world. Neither one of us could do that this morning. So it's nice because we did have a fireside chat plan for today, and because life happens, we're humans, right? We have
Of
lives and
course.
things going on. So that kind
Sure.
of illustrates the point, that a part of the show is about humanizing us as streamers, right? We're
Right.
not just that little face in the corner and whatever game you're used to looking at, right? We're
Right.
real people providing live entertainment for free, which you pay for cable, you pay for Netflix, you pay for Amazon Prime, you pay for your, like, but you want to come in our channel, give us one lemon, and think we're going to stand on our head. I'm wearing a robe. I can't do that. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. All right. Here, moving on.
That's
Anyway.
amazing, man. That's amazing. It's true though. Like, but you know what? I love this format. I really do, and I wish I could do more of this, just chat, because
You can.
I you, you say that, but I don't know, man.
Actually, you're
I
right, though. It isn't just as easy as talking.
No, 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 no. It's not, and it's almost like I use my games. I love video games. I mean, you know that, but it's almost like a crutch in a sense. You
It's
know what I
great.
mean?
Well, it's great because if chat is slow, you got something to talk about. And then when chat picks
Right.
up, you can just switch to chat.
Right, sure. Yep.
Mhm.
And I don't know how great I am at captivating an audience just by Me talking about stuff.
It's the
See,
middle of the night. Look how nice your hair looks. Like you're clearly like detail-oriented individual, you know?
well, whatever hair that's left.
Dude,
No, but
you tell Sean Hawk that, he would be like,
well,
whatever, mate.
that's a good point.
Whatever, mate.
Right. That's
Yeah.
funny. Yeah, but it's not, I don't think anybody can do that. I don't know how great I am at captivating an audience and keep a conversation going. You're really good at that. You're very captivating, and that's I think that's a talent that I don't think everybody has, and I wish I had it. I kind of
Well, to
envy
be
people that can.
fair, that's what I do, right? Like
Yeah.
I've been a life coach, I've been a minister, which I'm not anymore. I'm better now, but I've been an author, public speaker, right? Like I help people, I talk to people, I interview people, and that was cool. That's another teaching point, and about D Live, like whatever you do that on D Live. Like,
Yeah.
don't come to D Live and try to be the best Fortnite player. We've got that person already. Right?
Exactly.
Don't try to be the best Apex player or COD player. That person exists. It's not you. You haven't been playing this game every day since for 20 years. Like that's Wind. Do you know Wind? AE Wind?
Yeah.
His gamer name is Wind. For 20 years, he's been playing the Quake franchise.
Wow.
He's the #1 player in North America for Quake.
Wow, I did not know that.
But it took him 20 years playing Quake.
Right. That's a great point that you're making there, because I think everybody has something, right? Everybody's unique in their own way. And just show that, do that, right? Just like you said.
Yep.
There's and that's honestly, those are the streams I'm drawn to, and your channel is a great example of that, because nobody's doing what you're doing, and I love that. And that's what got me to tune into your channel to begin with. And
then to be fair, Fat-Headed Noob does have panels where he talks to people, but not like this one-on-one intimate. But
yeah,
I just wanted to give him a plug, because he does. Sure. We both have the same reason for doing what we're doing, which is to promote D Live, to share information.
Right.
Yeah. But he doesn't wear fuzzy robes or light candles.
Exactly. I mean, come on. No, and you guys are different, right? Obviously.
Well,
so
sure.
You have a different approach to it, and you'll ask different questions. But yeah, it's a similar format.
Did you see the show I had with him?
I did.
There's a 4-hour fireside chat with Fat-Headed Noob, and we're planning an X-Tag chat.
Ooh.
So we can get into anything, big brain stuff.
Yeah. Oh, I like that. That's nice.
Yep. Anyway, I didn't mean to derail you.
No, that's
derail you, but
just the unique stuff like that. That's what I'm drawn to. There's people cooking on D Live. I'll click on that.
Right?
I'll watch you make a lasagna.
Well, Rachel Rabble-Rouser is in a live 4-piece band.
Wow.
Plays the fiddle on D Live. Like,
that's amazing.
Right? Like, you do whatever you do.
Exactly. And everybody has something that they do, or that they are, right? That they can, and I don't want to say showcase, but in a way, just, like introduce to the world, right? Introduce to whoever may show up, right? Whether it's singing, playing an instrument. I mean, heck, I was a yo-yo champion. I've dabbled with the idea of doing like yo-yo.
Wait, whoa.
Well,
whoa, hold the phone.
Local champion.
At
a mall.
I was obsessed with yo-yos as a kid. My favorite, walk the dog.
Okay. So
that was my claim to fame.
You know your stuff. Yeah,
I could walk the dog.
Nice. So you can do the sleeper, and then you can walk the dog, right?
Yep. Nice. So when was this yo-yo championship?
So I started playing yo-yo when I was about 12, back in Germany. Still, there used to be this this magic store. They sold magic tricks and yo-yos and stuff like that. It was kind of like an alternative toy store that had like cool shit.
Nerd. Shit? The nerd? Can you say? Oh, you can say shit.
Yeah.
Sure.
Okay.
Yeah. Just not real often.
Okay. all limited. But
Yeah,
it was that type of store. They'd have like cool like card tricks that you could buy and yo-yos, and what else did they have? Like balloons. You know how you can make balloon animals and stuff.
I
They sold all that kind of
oh
stuff,
my god,
and
I
I was into it. I was like,
dude,
oh yeah,
I spent a summer as wearing costumes for kids' birthday parties, making balloon animals.
dude, that's amazing. How
Buzz
many people knew
Lightyear,
that?
Spider-Man, GI Joe. Buzz Lightyear is the worst because of the huge like thing you're wearing, and you're trying to like make balloons out here, but you can't see. Little kids are clipping you behind the knee.
That's
Oh man,
hilarious. How
it's
many people knew that about you?
nobody. I've never told anyone that. Like, I can't believe I just said that out loud. I was actually the funnest one. My littlest son was obsessed with the Red Power Ranger.
Okay.
And I had a birthday party as the Red Power Ranger. So after the birthday party, I came home dressed as the Red Power Ranger, knocked on the door, he answered it, and
Wow.
lost his little mind.
I bet.
It was awesome. Yeah, it
That's
was so much
amazing.
fun. It was so much fun.
So if you've ever done a balloon animal, it's like riding a bike, right? Like you could still do it.
Sure. Yeah, yeah.
You
You
need
just
to
gotta
buy a bag of those balloons.
Oh, dude, on stream.
No, I'm telling you right now.
I would have to X tag that stream, and you know it.
But dude, anybody that's in your life right now around you, they don't know that you have that hidden talent.
Nobody anywhere knows that. Don't tell anyone either.
Dude, all I know how to do is a dog with those balloon animals, and it blows people's mind.
That's
you go,
true.
And they go, holy cow, what?
Oh, I could make you a bicycle or a chair or a whatever.
You need to buy a bag of those balloons and you need to do your thing. And dude, it's amazing. Yeah, so I've been to that store. They had like old Yomega and Duncan yo-yos, So then I eventually bought a
Duncan. Look at him dropping names. Duncan yo-yos.
Dropping. That's right.
All right.
And I bought a little book that had tricks, and it kind of evolved. Obviously this is like in the 90s, so well before internet, where YouTube videos of how to do these tricks. So the tricks were pretty basic. Walk the dog, rock the cradle.
Hey, are you just gonna so casually shit on my greatest achievement as a child?
Oh, my bad.
So casual. He's like, the easy stuff, like what you said. Okay, no, it's clear. Okay, the gauntlet has been laid down, folks. This is not you thought these go well. This one's the first one. We're gonna try otherwise.
Well, what's amazing is anyways, I eventually moved to the United States when I was about 17, and they had this ad in the newspaper about a yo-yo competition at this local mall.
Did you just say yo-yo competition?
There was a yo-yo competition at a mall. And
hey, I was a runway model at a mall.
Really?
I don't know which is worse, the yo-yo competition or runway model, but
the yo-yo competition didn't get the ladies.
Really... he can't even talk.
Yeah,
I didn't mean to.
The yo-yo competition never got me laid. The ladies are not really into guys that play with the yo-yo. To be fair, so you may have been luckier, I think, as a runway model.
Again, not X tagged. I'm gonna just. All right, so yo-yo competition at a mall.
Right. There was about 6 participants, so it wasn't like a huge thing, but it was put on by, I think, Yomega, which was at the time the other like big. It was Duncan and Yomega were the two big companies. It was put on by them, and then the winner got to go to the international like championship, and it was at Disney World in Orlando. So I won, which was awesome, right? I'm like, yes.
Wait, we have something in common then.
What's that?
So Yoda, you sound like.
Hello.
We've both won a contest at Disney World in Orlando.
Well, I didn't win it at Disney World. That's the problem. I won
that's what you just said.
It was okay. So I won the competition at a crappy mall in Oregon to go to Disney World for the like international championship, right? But the problem was you had to pay for your room and board, and my dad said, "Well, screw that. We're not doing that."
You're not going to be an internet. He dashed your father. Oh, dude, this explains so much, guys. Look, we're finally all right. All right,
Daddy
so
issues.
now we know what happened to Uber. All right, okay,
Yeah.
all right.
Yep. My
Well, I'm
dreams were
listening.
shattered long before my YouTube career.
Wow. So that's, I mean, my story's way better than that. So I'm not even going to tell you because,
You actually got to go to Disney World. See, I've never been.
well, no, I
Good to
was
this
an
day.
adult and stuff. It was a paint. It was for painting, and yeah,
Okay.
I'm awesome. I mean,
Yeah,
but this isn't about me.
yeah, this my dad said, "Screw this. You won this one here at the mall. Just take your little medal, and
Yeah,
we're
yeah.
not going to Disney World."
Put your yo-yo away. Yeah.
Right.
Wow. Tommy,
So
you
I've
ever heard the song Tommy or the musical? I don't know.
I don't think
That
so.
kid was deaf, dumb, and blind, and still became a pinball wizard.
Really?
You don't know about that? Pinball
No.
Wizard for Tommy?
No.
That deaf, dumb, and blind kid sure plays a mean pinball. Oh yeah, all right. We're gonna have a talk after we get off the camera. It's gonna be
Yes.
great.
You're gonna need to share some links with me.
Oh well, yeah. There's a list.
Yeah, so the yo-yo career, was short-lived, but I just recently actually revisited that. And boy, have there been some technological advancements in yo-yoing that I didn't know about.
Really?
Oh, there's all kinds of crazy stuff now. You watch like a video of like the champion, like the world champion.
Hmm?
The tricks are nothing like the tricks that you and I know. I mean, it's evolved to a
I
whole
haven't
nother
looked at it
level.
since like '88 or something.
Yeah,
You
yeah,
know, like
exactly. Same here. I mean, it's like, but it's insane. So I recently actually bought a couple yo-yos, one for my son, and he's getting into it, which is kind of cool. My son's 7 now,
nice,
and so I showed him the tricks I know, and of course, to him at that, it was like, wow, you know.
right?
And so then he's like, well, let me try that, and then we started watching YouTube videos, and then he's like, Dad, you suck compared to these guys. It's like, well, I know
I
that, but
didn't know you could do that with a
yeah,
yo-yo.
words hurt, Joshua.
That's right, chat. Suppose you had gone and won the yo-yo contest. Maybe you wouldn't be here today. You
Oh,
would
good
be a
point.
yo-yo champion in Japan or something, and you
Just a rock star.
a local. Oh my God, golden crown. So
Yes.
at the very beginning of this conversation, you said football and soccer in the same sentence, referring to
Hmm.
what others would
I,
refer to football, soccer, right? But so
I,
how do you're from Germany, but where are you now? You're not in Germany
yeah.
now, right?
No, I'm in California now.
Okay, so
Yeah.
I thought so. So you were in
Mhm.
Germany, Europe. Now you're in
Yep.
America. Don't give a
Yep.
damn about soccer. I'll say it. I'll say it. I know you're not going to. I'll say
No,
it.
no,
Entire
right.
nation don't care.
Hmm.
We've got a gold medal, right? Didn't the ladies win gold at
Uh,
soccer?
they won the World Cup, actually. Yeah.
Right, but they want to get political and talk about things other than sports.
Yeah,
Why?
I saw
Why?
that.
You know what I
I
mean?
saw that.
Why?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
You're a
I know.
sports. You're an athlete. Be an athlete. If you want to get into politics, get into politics. Right?
I couldn't agree more with that
Separate that
statement.
shit.
Yeah, I agree. But everybody has a platform now, right? And that is the moment that
That's
I guess,
why I quit
if
watching
you,
American football. They
yeah,
politicized it, and I said, I'm done.
yeah, I agree with you 100% on that.
Where
Because
that's
you know what? I watch sports to get away from that, right?
exactly. I was gonna say, like, we're as live streamers, we're entertainers. If we're not entertaining, they're gonna go somewhere else.
That's
So
exactly right.
why do these people think they're being paid to entertain? We don't want to hear you talk. We want to watch you entertain
Yeah.
us. Like
Again, it goes back to your favorite sandwich shop selling pizza now and no more sandwiches, right? Like I watched
he
them
just wants
be
to talk about his salami again. Right?
it all comes back
It
to
all goes
my
back to this. All
salami.
right.
But I want to watch them for their incredible, talent at playing a sport. I don't really, I don't
Exactly.
care about the political stuff. I really don't. That's
Yeah.
not what I'm there for. I mean, I totally agree with you on that.
I'm with Socrates, man. I don't talk about politics. There's no, it's, well, I don't know. That's a whole nother, I told you, oh, remember the notes on the next page, atomic theology, but I won't look at
That's
that page for this interview.
that's right.
You guys, I at 3 a.m. I was researching like theoretical physics and atomic theology last night, and that's how you end
Wow.
up on an FBI watch list. Just so you know,
Wow.
everybody's looking up bombs and guns. Like you start looking up, stuff that matters.
Right, right,
Yeah,
right. Those keywords, they trigger some kind of
yeah,
some
yeah,
kind of red phone somewhere.
yeah, yeah. Wait, 3:30, and he's looking at Aristotle. Yeah, we're gonna have to
Yeah,
look into this guy.
that's funny.
Santos Bonacci. If you're listening, that's the guy. You need to look at that guy. He's alive. He's amazing.
Hmm.
We can again more links. I'll share them with you later.
Please, please do. Yes.
So,
Enlighten me.
your focus and what you really enjoy is playing sports games. You've been doing it a long time, right? Like is
Yeah,
that
I
still
have been doing it a
true?
long time. Yep, that's still true, kind of more so now than it was a few months ago. When I first went to D Life, I kind of took a break from sports games. And again, maybe it was part because of the whole the YouTube thing, and maybe I got burned out a little bit
Mm,
on the whole sports game stuff. Because they felt like they're just the same every year. Because I was playing the same franchises every year. So what I had to do is branch out, kind of get away from that. And when I first joined D Life and started streaming, it was really refreshing because it was a completely fresh start, right?
mm,
It's a new platform, certainly for me, and
sure,
overall, it's a very new platform, right? It had that everybody knew everybody feel, like a small town, like a tiny little town. That's
for
how it
sure.
felt to me. And it was like, nobody knows me here. Not that anybody really knows me outside of D Life either, but whenever I uploaded something to you,
Just Google Uber. Just
yeah, yeah, exactly. See what comes up. But
nobody's ever heard of you.
right. But whenever I put something on YouTube, people would be like, "Oh, why don't you do this instead?" Right? Well, now in D Life, nobody knows anything from anything. They don't know what I used to do, what you know what I mean? They know nothing. So I was like, "Cool, like let me just let me just play some games that have intrigued me before and that I never really had time to play because I was wrapped up in the making YouTube videos, right? Because I always combined my gaming, that was my gaming time, but then I combined it with making content. And while I was on YouTube, it was an extra form of income for me. So
Mm,
it was like, okay, I don't have as much time to game anymore as I used to now that I have kids and stuff. Let me at least be productive and try to make some money while I'm gaming, kind of thing. That
mhm,
that was me on YouTube. That was my philosophy on YouTube.
sure.
Well, once that went away, I was like, well, I'm still a gamer and I know I still don't have a ton of time, but
Right.
why don't I just, play some stuff that's always intrigued me, different games,
Mm,
just whatever. And so that's what I started doing on D Life. And I played everything, like indie games and all kinds of stuff. And I really kind of I fell back in love with gaming and streaming,
do
for
you
that
play
matter.
games off stream?
I do, but not very often because my time is so limited,
I see.
So my gaming time is literally also usually my streaming time,
That
you
makes
know.
sense.
Mhm.
I started gaming even though I'm not a hardcore gamer anymore, right? Instead of doing my talks, instead of having a show like we're on now.
Right.
Because I thought I just had to. I didn't know what streaming was. I thought it meant you had to play a game,
Sure, sure.
right? And so the cool thing about D Live and like D Live Creative, there's this whole push of like do whatever you want to do. Really,
Yeah,
do
I
that.
love that. I love that. And I've watched some of you play what is that game? It's like a truck simulator or something, right?
American Trucking Simulator.
Yes, I've watched you play that game. And it's
That
it's ri- it's riveting, dude, honestly. I could never play that game personally, but it's riveting watching you play that.
it's so funny because I've been playing GTA lately, but I'm doing the same thing. I'm buying vehicles, I'm modifying vehicles, owning garages, right? I'm not
Right?
doing GTA stuff. I'm doing American Truck Simulator stuff in
In
GTA.
GTA. That's
Yeah.
funny.
And I'm a way better driver in GTA now because of all the miles I drove in American Truck Simulator.
That's so funny. That's
Yep.
so
And
funny.
I started playing American Truck Simulator because I
Yeah.
was watching. Um, somebody was one of LT Zonda's crew, the Streamers Connected crew, play the European Truck Simulator.
Yes, I I know who you're
I'm
talking
like,
about.
his name is right there, and it's eluding
Yes,
me
I
right now,
know.
but I
He
didn't
also
know.
recently played like a, I mean, maybe not recent, maybe it was a few months ago. I don't know what he's up to these days, but he played like a bus simulator as well,
I,
which was another, like, it blew my mind. It was like
I
literally driving a city bus and picking up passengers and stuff. And it's like, it's amazing though. Like, I get the appeal of those games because you have a purpose in those games, right? And it's very sim.
a big part of it though for me, the reason I like the simulator games is because I can interact with the audience. At
Yeah,
any time, I can stop
right.
the game, I can
Yeah,
take a break, like
sure.
doesn't matter at all. I
And,
don't like the games where you have to focus
yeah.
when they want you to focus.
That's a good point because not every game is a good quote unquote stream game in my opinion. Like, or maybe it's not suited for everyone. For myself, I can't stream every game because I'm with you. I can't, like, then I can't focus on the chat often
Right.
enough. I need to have a couple seconds every few seconds where I can at least glance at the chat and talk,
Well,
right?
my chat loves it when I look at chat while I'm trying to drive at 150 because it never goes well. And
Right, right. There's
they
that
think
too.
it's
Yes.
hilarious,
Yeah.
so
That's
it's
hilarious.
all good content.
No, that's true.
But
That
my point in that was like I forgot I do love gaming, and there are games I want to play, and they are not good to stream.
yeah.
So
Yeah.
I started playing games even when I don't stream, and that was like a weird thing to me as a streamer to turn the computer on and turn a game on, but not turn the camera on.
Yeah. Yep.
But
I
it's good. It's good for you. Try it, guys. If you're a
Yeah.
streamer and you only stream gaming, games sometimes off camera, it's amazing.
Yeah, I would, so I totally concur with you on that. And I don't do it nearly in, because every time I do that, I almost feel like it's a missed opportunity to stream. But then I'm thinking, well, what opportunity am I missing? It's not a, I'm gaming, which means I'm having a blast, right? But it almost feels like when I'm streaming, I'm sharing that enjoyment with the people who are with me at that time, right? It's almost,
Mhm.
streaming has almost become like a thing where I'm hanging with my buddies type of thing, right? Because
That's all it is to me.
yeah, because it's, I don't honestly, I don't have a lot of friends in real life. Like, I have a few
Welcome to
close.
streaming. Like
But it's a thing. Like, I think the older you get, just, you don't, obviously you don't make friends at the rate that you did in school, right? Because that's a
actually,
natural.
dude, I have more friends now on Discord and D Live that on Discord from D Live that I than I've ever had my whole life. Like, because I was in the military, right? So there's a
Right.
hundred guys, and I know everybody's name, but we're not
Sure.
close,
Right. Right.
right? I'm
Right.
close with two or three on D Live. I've had
Yeah.
42 guests on the show now. We're
Right.
intimately connected. We continue to talk. We check up on each other. We love on each other. Like,
Yeah.
it's so much easier to have this intimate connection with you here,
Hmm.
me here safe in my space, you there safe in your space, right? We're
Yeah.
literally sharing intimate details of our life with the world. You would never go to the mall, grab a random person and sit down and be like, so I used to dress up in costumes and make balloon animals for kids. Like, they would
Right.
call the
Oh,
cops.
no, that's a good point.
Like, you would be
And also,
arrested.
what are the odds that person at the mall, the random person at the mall, is into kind of the same stuff
Is
you're
into
into?
balloon animals, right? Like, I
Right.
get it. Like you and me.
Right. But see, that's the thing. We share that connection, right? And it
And
goes beyond those balloon animals.
oh, way
Like,
beyond. We're yo-yo buddies.
yo-yo, but we both stream, so we both
Oh,
have
well, yeah, I
that.
mean, yeah.
We both view streams. We both are gamers, so it's like we found each other now. And like you said, so many other people that are in
We're both bearded.
semi
I
beer.
mean, I kind of that's why I paused when I said bearded.
Yeah,
But
thank you.
yeah, I want to encourage your beard.
It needs encouragement.
So you actually it was funny. We were chatting off camera before we started, and you started to say something about the beard and D Live, and you go, "I'm gonna wait till the camera's on."
Yeah,
What was
yeah.
that about?
So I've never grown any kind of facial hair because I never thought I could. I've always
Okay.
shaved every single day. I've shaved since I had a little bit of peach fuzz, like which came late with me, like 17 years old or something, you know. So it's always been super patchy and still is, but I've never tried it until this year. And I don't, I just kind of, I don't know if a lot of it was just being lazy, I guess. I was just like, you know what, screw it. I'm just going to see what happens.
That's what I'm gonna say. I got lazy. Actually, I've never grown a beard until I came to D Live until this
See,
year.
that's another thing we have in common.
Yep.
Till this year,
This
and that's
is this is from January 2019 to it's October still. Yeah, October 2019.
yeah. So
And
that's
it's
yeah,
funny because I had Sean Hawk on the show, right? Sean the Mad
right.
Irishman Hawk,
Yep.
and he's bald. Like, well, let's be honest. The man, he's
No
bald. Okay.
sugarcoating that. Yeah. Mhm.
And he could grow an epic beard, but Mythic B won't let him.
Really interesting.
Really, we need to petition Mythic B to allow that
Yeah.
man to grow his beard because you can
Yeah, because that would
tell.
look. I think that would
Oh,
look great.
bald guys with big beards, that's the ladies love that stuff, right? That's
Yeah.
that's how that's Bruce Willis. That's like think of
Right.
any leading actor in Hollywood, for like the time, they're bald
That's
and
right.
some kind of facial hair.
Yeah. No, that's a good look. That is a good look.
Just saying. But anyway, Sean Hawk's not doing it right. He's still bald. He actually said he came to DLive because he was told that he would grow hair. Right?
Oh,
Tidy, Cheech,
oh, that's
Drop
right.
Dead Zed, all of them told him, "You come to DLive, you'll grow hair."
Yeah.
He hasn't.
A, a bit of false advertising there.
A bit.
Over promised, under delivered, I
So
guess.
today I was in Sean Hawk's stream and Drop Dead Zed was in there, and I don't know if you guys know Drop Dead Zed, but that man has this glorious like big swooshy like
Yeah.
like cartoon character hair. Like, not to
Yeah.
be rude, I just mean it's so big and so cool and so like
It's
it doesn't look real, right? Like,
no, that's yeah,
so
you're
I
right.
stole Zed's logo and hair and cut Sean Hawk's face out of it and overlaid it on Zed's hair and posted it in Sean's chat while they were both like, "Oh my god, it was amazing. It was worth every penny."
Looking at it now, that's incredible. Incredible artistry.
And then I posted that in Eric Wilson's chat before I talked to you, and he said something about it like I couldn't just steal his picture and put my face on it, so I did.
And boom, you did.
Which is me in
Amazing.
that country hat. That's Eric Wilson. That's just me like
That's so good. That is so good. That's another thing I love about D Life, the stickers. Like you can just make one and upload it and it's there. And it serves like the way you used it, it serves as a conversation piece, right? Like
exactly.
it's better than any words you could have put in that chat at that time, right? It's so
100%.
much better. Like it's and I've done that a few times too, where I'm like, I pull up Photoshop and we're talking about something in somebody's stream and I just have this idea of making this sticker and I'll create it real quick in Photoshop and I'll upload it to my channel real quick, save it as a favorite, and then drop it in
Yeah,
this
yeah. And then
channel.
you have to go to their channel, refresh the page so it'll show up on your
That
favorites list. And yeah.
that's right. And it's just
I
so good.
I've got a whole list of Lord of the Rings little like cut and paste jobs that I did because Sean Hawk hates the movie Lord of the Rings. Hates. And
Really?
he's like 47 days into building all of the Harry Potter world. Hogwarts, where he grew up, like
Wow.
all
Really?
of the movies, every scene in the movie, he's building it in Minecraft where you can go in and look around and interact with like
Wow.
moving scenes and command block. It's amazing. It is
That's next level
amazing.
stuff.
But
Wow, really?
it's like hour after hour after hour, right? So to break it
Right.
up, I troll him with Lord of the Rings stuff because he
Yeah,
hates
I
it,
think that's as any friend should.
as any friend should.
Yeah, that's
But just for him though, you see this Harry Potter. This is the best part. I also made Harry Potter and Voldemort. He gets even madder when I use those. He does.
that's
He won't
great.
even talk about it. He looks at him. You see his face scrunch up, and he looks back like, "Nope, not gonna. You're not gonna do that to my Harry, man. That's my
I'm not
Harry Potter."
engaging.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I'm not
Like,
biting on that.
you're not doing that to Harry Potter. I'm not gonna even talk to you about that. Like,
That's okay. So he loves Harry Potter, hates Lord of the Rings.
also loves Spider-Man, hates Batman,
Interesting.
hates Batman,
Wow. And I love Batman, but I also love.
hates Batman. Rubber suit, tiny nipples, little balls. Like, he says the craziest
Wow.
shit. He puts on a Batman overlay and loses his mind, and it's amazing.
Wow. I had no idea. Interesting.
I'm just feeding you ammo. So I make
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Batman stickers and logos and put his
Right.
face in them and post them in his chat.
Good to know. Good to know. I know how to troll him now. You need to write another book on how to troll
I'm
Sean Hawk.
professionally, I'm a professional. Don't try this at home. You can't just take my stickers and go into Sean Hawk's chat. It won't go so well for you.
Right. Right. Huh?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I could show you guys just how quick it would be. I could literally go right now, grab a Batman sticker, put my face on it, go to Sean Hawk's channel, paste it in there, and next time he goes live, which will be in a few hours, that's what's going to greet him.
That'll be the first thing he'll see.
And I could come into his channel 5 hours later. He would say something immediately when he saw me.
That's so funny. Well, it's good you guys have that connection.
Oh man, I love Sean. Sean is like, when he was doing the 3-time champ and the ice cream eating stuff and the scenes like all the time.
Yep.
It got to take it ended up taking over, it seemed like, right? And it interrupted what his flow. And
Yeah.
it's cool to watch. Like, he's a global partner. He clearly knows what the hell he's doing, right?
Right.
He, more than any other streamer, changes his logo, changes his graphics, changes his overlays, changes right?
Yeah.
Even though he's successful, he constantly changes. And then I made the point, that's why he's successful.
Yeah.
Like, it's not even though he's successful, he changes. He's successful because he changes.
Yeah. No, that's a very very valid point I think you're making there. He keeps it fresh, right? And that's something
Yep.
I've been lazy. But all those little things add up. Those incremental things add up, and that's what if you want to be a successful streamer, if you really want to do this, all those incremental things are going to make you successful. That's a very
it's not any one thing. Yeah, it's not any one thing.
You're right. And the ice cream thing, I remember I used to watch him when he was doing the ice cream eating thing and stuff, and that was a thing. Now, it was very unique though, right? Like, nobody else was doing that.
Yeah.
It was really unique, but it became like you were saying, it kind of became almost a distraction, because a lot of the viewers then, like, they're spamming ice creams, for example, and then the whole stream became the ice cream eating thing, face distortion thing,
dude,
right?
It was so much of his distraction that his neighbor hates him.
I heard about that. Yeah. Okay.
The old lady neighbor, like,
imagine not having any context whatsoever,
right?
and listening to this madman.
Yes.
Eating ice cream all the time, and you have to hear this without being able to see him, knowing what he's doing. You just hear this from outside of a wall. Like, I can't even imagine that without any context.
Yeah, because that character, oh my god. The 3-time champ, holy shit, that is.
But he pivoted off of that, and like you said, he keeps things fresh, right? And I think people really enjoy that. That works.
Exactly. So I guess we'll say, for technical reasons, if you're listening and you're a streamer on DLive and you want to know how to do custom sounds and custom alerts, that's called Tidy Labs.
Yep.
Sure. Tidy is a staff member on the platform. He put in all this work building tidylabs.stream, STREAM, tidylabs.stream, and you can change all the alerts, all the images, all the sounds, the chat, like, there's all kinds of stuff that you can affect from there. It's brilliant. You can clip clip portions, like 1 minute segments of whatever you're watching to share. Give it a title. It's anyway. Moving
Yeah,
on.
it's pretty amazing. And if you subscribe to Tidy Labs, I think you get some extra features too.
I didn't know
So
that. I
yeah, you
am
get
I
some.
am subscribed to him, but I didn't know that it did anything
Yeah,
happen.
you actually because there's some things I think he has in development. Like he has this Ninja Boss thing, and so you get kind of an early look at that if you subscribe to the channel, which I think is
Right.
more than fair, right? Because that's a
Yeah,
lot of work.
yeah. I forgot about that, but you're right. Yeah,
Mhm.
exactly.
It's pretty neat.
I love that Chaotic's in here. She's such a sweetheart too, and she's a global partner on the platform. Another UK streamer,
That's right.
and global partner. Fantastic. So, what are you streaming these days? And what is your streaming schedule? Just if you guys are joining us late, this is Uber. I'm Author Joe Holt. We're on D Live. It's a live streaming platform. Yeah, go ahead, buddy. When do you normally stream, and what do you like to stream?
Yeah, so normally I stream on Tuesdays, Thursdays, Fridays, and then random times on the weekend. So
Okay.
Mondays and Wednesdays I don't stream. I coach my son's soccer team, and that's when we have practice. So that's the nights I don't stream. But Tuesdays, Thursdays, Fridays, and then I try to get a stream in at least one day of the on the weekend.
And you're
Lately,
Pacific Standard Time.
I'm Pacific Standard Time. Yes, I usually stream during the week. I stream at 4:30 Pacific, which is 7:30 Eastern Time.
Okay.
Uh, until the wife gets home, usually, which most people know. Most people know my wife because she comes home and she says hi. The kiddos jump on my lap, and it's just all mayhem after that. So that's usually when I sign off. But yeah, we're looking actually. So right now we're in a small place. We live in the Bay Area. It's
Way
really
expensive.
yeah, way expensive. So we're in a really small space. We're looking to move. Hopefully, I'll have my own little garage. Maybe if I play my cards right. So
Like
I'll have.
LT Zonda, you'd be out in the shed while Flo's in the house.
I'd be totally cool with that because
I
I
know.
I would take a
Every
shit.
guy's like, give me the garage and I'll be happy.
Right, like give me the shed and an extension
Yeah.
cord, and I'll make it
Right.
work. Even a
Exactly.
generator, I'll figure it out. Yeah, so what we're looking into that. So I usually stream 3 to 4 days a week. And lately I've really been into this I want to say football, but I know here in America we say soccer.
Yeah, but you're from Germany, so I feel like you have to
True.
say football and you have to pander to your audience. And I believe your audience is going to be primarily football fans, not soccer fans.
Yeah, that's a good point. So a football game I've been playing recently, and it's you know what? It's similar to what like Truck Simulator would be. It's the football version of Truck Simulator because it's a very sim game. So it's
Okay.
very it's really a difficult game to play. It's a lot different than FIFA. FIFA is more for the casual audience, but this game that I'm playing it's called Pro Evolution Soccer, and
Okay.
it's much more sim. And I've
Hmm.
really been hooked on it, and I don't know how long this kind of phase will last because I really enjoyed playing a ton of indie games and stuff like that. And I don't know. Right now I'm really into the game, so I'm trying to figure things out, and we'll see how long, I'll keep doing that. But
Now, are you?
eventually I think hmm,
Oh, go ahead. I was going to say, are you going to do any chatting streams? I mean, you said you would like to, or are you
I
going to
would
switch it up?
I would love to, but I
You know how, right? Like, there's when you on the back end when you're setting up your stream under category, you type in chatting and then hit save, and now you're
right,
chatting.
right. Now
It's
that
easier
that
than you
part
think, Uber. It's easier
that
than you
part
think.
I think I got that part down. The problem is
Uber
I
said
just
the S word. What's the S word, Uber?
the S word, did I?
Oh, you said soccer.
Oh, soccer. Yeah,
I
I
told you
know.
they're
Sorry, Ninja.
sensitive, man. You gotta,
I,
Hey,
that's my
what?
bad.
Who's micro Uber?
Okay, so I have Mini Uber and then Micro. Mini Uber is my oldest son, and then Micro Uber is my youngest son.
Ah, okay, okay.
Yeah. hmm Yeah, they cause havoc here in the house, and I've done a couple of streams with Mini. I usually involve them when they come home and stuff. I involve them with the stream,
Sure.
make sure they say hi to everybody and stuff like that. And it's fun. I actually love that it's one of my favorite parts of the stream, kind of, because it gives people a look inside our little family. You know what I
Hmm.
mean? I don't know if I could do a whole stream with that though. I don't know how to.
It's
You're really good
tough.
at holding conversation, and
Yeah, you
I
want to
don't
know
know
how? I live
how.
alone. I live
Okay.
alone. This is my
Yeah.
living room. This is a
Right.
legitimate fireplace. This is my living room. Like, it's quiet. It's whatever I want it to be at any
Sure.
time. Like, you and I were like, hey, let's have a show. I can have a show. Right?
That's
I
cool.
couldn't do that with kids and dogs and others. Right? I've
No.
got a hamster, but Fuzzy Butt's very quiet. She's right here next to the. Her name's Fuzzy Butt. Yeah. She's on Instagram. She's Instagram gold, by the way. Author Joe Holt, exclamation part, Insta and chat. You get to see Fuzzy Butt. But
That's
anyway,
hilarious.
yeah, it's you. Let's see who it was. King Rainmaker and So Smooth. Both have 3 kids. Both have a set of young twin girls.
Mhm.
Both are like dodging fists and hands and grabbing their mic back and like
Yes. I think I actually watched
the struggle's real.
your fireside chat with So Smooth, actually. It was a while back. Or a
He's the
few.
first person I've had too. He was the very first guest on Fireside Chats. And so after we'd done like 3 dozen, I was like, his wife they used to stream together, YouTube, other stuff, and
Uh-huh.
she came to D Live, Mommy Lioness. And
Okay.
so I was like, hey, I want to have your wife on because she's a chat streamer. Very
Yeah,
inspirational, very positive, beautiful energy, very
sure.
powerful energy, very
Yeah.
powerful feminine, energy. And Smooth is like that laid back, masculine, machismo kind of, like jazz DJ kind of thing going on when he
Yeah.
streams.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
he's such a high brain kind of guy. We have like real
Right.
highbrow conversations, so it was a no brainer to have him back.
Sure, sure.
But it's
Yeah,
interesting though, like having the kids and still making that work by implementing them into the show.
right. I love that. I honestly I love that. And I've done a couple of streams with Mini Uber, you know.
Nice. How
Um
old is Minnie?
so Mini is going to be 8 next month. So
Okay,
he's at that age where we actually enjoy playing games together now, right? Like
nice.
it's games that we both actually enjoy, kind of thing, you know. Does that make sense? Like
That's a really great. Like my kids are 16 and 19. Like 2 years old is incredible. 5, 7, like that 7, 8, 9 range is really, really incredible. By
yeah.
12, you lose them.
Yeah, and that's the
Just
thing. Like
buckle up, man.
right, right. Exactly.
By
So
12, they don't care. Yeah.
at 2, you're doing different things with them than you are at 5, right? When they're 5 or 6. So, you're doing whatever games on the tablet, maybe you'll play with them, but it's not a game that you're really into. Now, it's a really kind of a sweet spot with him right now where we're both into the same stuff, right? Like
Like
he's
what?
on well, so football is a
Oh,
big
okay,
thing
okay.
for us. And that
Nice.
just started within the last year or so. Because we really wanted to get him into sports and we didn't know what he was going to enjoy, right? So we put him in basketball, baseball, we did the whole thing, right? And football was the sport that kind of he seemed to enjoy the most. So we put him in a club, and I started talking to the coach, and he was the only guy, the only coach, and there's like 15 kids, and they're running around like crazy. So, well, do you need any help, man? Like you look like you need help because it's freaking, it's going, kids are going crazy right now. So I started helping out, and then eventually I turned into the assistant coach for this team. And it's really cool because it's like I never had that thing with my son. And now that's our thing. That's our connection, right? Like that's
That's
the thing we
awesome.
do. And we do it every week. It's consistent, and we formed a bond over this
Now,
because
I have a question though about.
yeah.
I don't want to forget the question. That's why I'm interrupting. I
No,
apologize.
no, no, sure, go ahead.
You reminded me like Drew Yo. Do you know him?
Yeah,
This streamer.
absolutely. I
Okay,
love Drew. Yeah.
another giant bearded
Yeah, yeah, he has
streamer.
great hair. Great
Great
hair.
beard. He's a chatting streamer. He does some gaming, but primarily chatting.
He is,
And
and I'm in there oftentimes.
well,
I'm
and
in there,
he
so
had his son involved quite a bit.
yeah,
And
that's right.
then he recently, well, I don't know, recently, I don't really track time well, but he kind of pulled his son away from it a little bit because
Okay.
he didn't like. I don't want to put words in his mouth, but they're very impressionable at that age, right? And so
Right.
having them live on stream, getting this sort of social interaction, it's I don't know, like we don't know enough to know if that's good or bad in terms of developmental stuff with children.
That's a good point.
I mean,
That's a
even
good point.
adults, even some of us lose ourselves streaming.
Yeah. No, I mean, I lost myself doing what I did on in a sense. I started doing things for different reasons than I originally started doing them for.
Right.
That's a really good point, and we're kind of in uncharted territory in that sense because
Yeah.
all of us that have kids now, we're at the age, most of us, where it that wasn't really a thing in our youth, right?
Right. Well, their
I don't know how old
computers.
you are, but
I'm
right, like
41. There wasn't cell phones. There
right,
wasn't
yeah,
computers. There
exactly.
wasn't
I'm
laptops.
38, and it's so
Yeah.
there was no
There
YouTube.
was go outside and play, and you can come back when it's dark.
That's right. I mean, the word streaming wasn't a thing, right? Like, I don't know
I didn't even know about
what.
streaming until 2017.
Right. If you would have told me in 1995, hey, define the word stream, I would have
It's
equated it to
water.
water. Yeah,
Yeah.
water, like a
Yeah.
river, or like yeah,
Yeah.
basically a mini river was a stream to me in
Exactly.
95.
Yeah. Yeah. Not a full.
You know,
That's a very good point.
so now that you say, that's a great point. We don't know what it's doing to the kids or what impression they're getting, because I've always been really open with the YouTube thing to my son, Joshua, and he's almost 8, so he's been alive through my whole time of
Mm-hmm.
being out there on the internet. And he uses the words, "Oh, my dad was a YouTuber and he's a streamer," but I don't know if he truly knows what it means or what it.
He probably knows better than we do.
That's a good point.
My youngest son taught me about Instagram,
Yeah.
got me on
Wow.
Twitter, helped
Right.
me like both of them. I watched my younger son stream from his Xbox, I think, to Twitch, and that's
Wow.
the first time I saw streaming. I didn't
Wow.
know,
It's
like,
interesting.
yeah, and he just does it like once in a great while, right? But because
Yeah.
he's teenager in school, but I was
How old is he?
he's 16,
Okay.
the
Wow.
youngest, the youngest one, yeah.
So that's interesting. And that so he actually you learned from him about streaming.
Yeah, I didn't even know what it was. And then so I'm on Twitch and I found this guy called Co Carnage.
Mhm.
And Co Carnage streamed over 5 years straight, set the gaming world record, at
Oh,
most consecutive days streamed in a row
online the entire time?
every day for over 5 years. I
Wow.
forget the exact number. Somebody do the
Yeah.
math. 2000, whatever the number was. It was, he said
Wow.
he would rather end it on his terms than have it end because of something, outside of his control. And he had
That's
had a couple babies. He had gotten married. He had bought a house, all since he
that's
started streaming. And he was like, "Yeah, my wife's gonna leave me if I don't start helping more. Like, we gotta,
wow.
And he didn't mean it literally, but I get what he means. He was like, when I started streaming, I was single. I wasn't
Yeah.
married. I didn't have kids. I didn't
Well,
have this house.
yeah, 5 years is a big chunk of your life, right? I mean,
Yeah,
that's some formidable years, depending what stage and age you are, but that could be wow, that's incredible. See, that's why streaming is amazing. Like you still find out stuff that you still find out about streams that you didn't know existed, or ideas of streams that you didn't know were a thing. Like to
exactly.
this day, right? Like that's cool. And I just thought about your son streaming, and I've seen this be a thing as well. Kind of being in youth soccer now, and I interact with a lot of kids, all different ages. Um, there's a few kids that stream to Twitch, but they don't do it to, they don't tweet it out. They don't do it for notoriety or to grow their channel. They literally stream to hang out with their buddies in high school, right? Like
That's the
that's
only reason my kid streams.
So that's like a new form of hanging out with your buddies in high
Yep.
school, right? Like
Yep.
we did it differently back then in the 90s or whatever.
Bicycles.
Yeah, that's exactly right. Or we'd be
Yeah.
on the phone, right? And not cell phone, but
There
phone that
weren't
hung
cell
on the
phones.
wall,
Yeah.
right? Phone that hung on the wall in the kitchen that you had to fight over with your sister or whatever,
With
right?
the
Like
twisted cord that was a
with the
pain in the
twisted
ass.
cord. Hopefully, it was
Oh,
really long to where you could get some
yes.
privacy. But no,
But then you try to go into your room and close the door, and your mom's like, "Don't close the
that's
door."
that's so right. Yes, but
Yeah,
that's
you knew where everybody
now.
was because their bicycles were in the front yard of that kid's house.
That's so true.
That's how the parents found you, if they
Ye-
needed to. Or
That's
you
right.
better or you better be home at dark. Right? That
Yes,
was kind of the big thing.
yes. The standard for me was always the street lights. When the street lights come on,
Exactly.
like you got 5 minutes, right? Like you exactly knew, like, okay, if I go 8 minutes here, mom's gonna be pissed. I got 4 to 5 minutes to get in the door, get my shoes off, and get showered or whatever.
This is how country I was. We had a bell, like a big bell on a post, and she would ring the ding dong dong, and you
Wow.
better come home.
Was that the dinner bell? Like, was that to call you in
Kind of,
for dinner?
actually, kind of, yeah, because it was about dark. It was like that 6:30 time. Dad be coming home from work. You're expected to come in.
Yeah.
Dinner better not be cold because you didn't hear the bell.
Right. Right.
Yeah.
But that's funny how it's changed now. Now kids do it in a different way, right? They hang out almost with each other digitally sometimes, and I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing.
Actually, you that's an interesting thing because I had some neighbors here for a little while that were both 19, and they always had somebody on the phone.
Mhm.
Always. They, like, the one kid had a girlfriend that lived 5 minutes away. They would have their phone on, and they would, like, on video, like, they you could see each other, and the girlfriend would be wrapped up like this in bed, just
Right.
laying there, and the dude would be laid on the couch with the phone there where he could look at her laying there and she could look at him laying there.
They're just hanging out, right? Like it's not
Yeah.
really they're not really having a conversation like a well, they are, but they're not having
They
a
wouldn't for hours at a time.
right. That's interesting.
It's a whole new reality that I'm just like, we're used
Yeah.
to. Like, for us, it's no big deal to turn the camera on and stream and then turn it off and go live a whole life over there.
Right, go
Right.
hiking or whatever. Right,
Right.
right,
And so
right.
that's kind of what I was saying with you and your son and these other streamers I've had on that have kids are
Mhm.
going, I got to be careful how much I let the kids do this because they're not even going to know how to go outside, much less have a conversation face to face.
Yeah. No, that's a really good point. Just 2 weeks ago at practice, it was kind of funny. Because the kids I coach, they're Joshua's age. They're 7 or 8, and that's it. Like they can't be older than 8 to be on that team. So they're all in that range. So they're all like in second grade.
Mhm.
And Joshua, one kid mentioned something about Fortnite, I think, and Joshua said, "Well, my dad is a YouTuber." And the first thing the kid said was, "Well, how many subscribers does he have?" And I'm like, "Wait, what? Excuse me?" And
Yeah,
then Joshua's like 40,000. I was like, wait, okay, first of all, how does this kid know about subscribers? And then how does my son know how many I have? Like, I've never told him that. Truth be told, I've never, he knows I did the YouTube thing and all of that, but like, these kids are
it's
incredibly,
actually over 49,000.
I should have corrected him right then
It's
and
over
there.
49,000. I've been like,
But it's incredible. Like that's the conversations these kids are having now, right? And these kids are in second grade and they know all about
right, yeah, right, second grade, and they're
it
like,
blew my mind. It blew my mind. And I don't know if it was a good thing or a bad thing. It kind of like it kind of threw me off a little bit, and I didn't really say much about
well,
that, but it
for
was just kind of interesting to see them engage like that.
let me give you a very vivid, like, that when I realized how different technology has made younger folks now. I was living in an apartment in Colorado, 2 stories, not well built. So if people downstairs get loud, you hear them, right?
Sure.
Well, my buddy lived downstairs. He's grandpa, old guy, Vietnam Marine. and I helped. I'm a Marine, right? So I helped him do whatever. His granddaughter lived with him, who was 19, 18. She was 18 when this story happened, and her boyfriend
Mhm.
lived there with her, and he was like 20, 21, average, normal, right? But very addicted to their phones and social media.
Sure.
Well, one day I hear her crying, like lamenting, like not just sad, like I thought her grandpa died. I thought my
Wow.
buddy was dead. Like
Yeah.
that kind of crying. I
Right.
went
Right.
downstairs, knocked on the door. He answered the door. I was like, holy shit, I thought you were dead. And he goes, well, F you, and closed the door. And I was like, no, 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 no. Knock on the door and he opens, he's
It's
like,
like I gotta know what that cry was about.
he opens the door, he goes, what? And I go, no, I mean, I wasn't trying to be rude. Like, I heard your granddaughter crying like you died. What happened? And he's like, oh, I don't know. And he like walked away and left the door open. Well, her boyfriend came to the door. And
Mhm.
I, oh, hey, Joe, what's up? I go, is everything okay? Like, is she okay? It just scared me upstairs. I heard her crying. He goes, oh, somebody just gave her like a thumbs down on Facebook and made a comment on one of her posts.
Wow.
And I was like, okay, but why was she crying?
Yeah.
And
Right.
he's
Right.
like, because they like didn't like her social media post was
Wow.
the answer. And I just couldn't like I don't why like I don't understand. And I actually
Yeah.
had to talk. I talked to her like a week later because I wanted to give
Mhm.
it some time for her to get over the death or whatever the hell. And I was like, what happened? Like, why was it that visceral?
Yeah.
And basically, her entire sense of self worth is tied up in how many people like her post, how many
Yeah.
people comment on her post. Not is it a meaningful engagement, right? Not is
Right.
it an interesting conversation, just what are
Right.
the numbers?
Right.
It
And
blows
that
my mind.
and I think I don't know that it's that's kind of scary to me.
Yeah.
The rep you gotta like it's that sense of like kids have that sense of having to feel super relevant, and the only way to feel relevant is by these social media numbers. Like it's number driven, right? Like I don't know, that's scary to me. It's
Well, no,
really
like they're
scary to
saying
me.
in chat, Tidy, one of our staff here on D Live, his son,
Mhm.
little Tidy, streams. And
Oh yeah.
like they're
Mhm.
saying, they're doing it right. They do it occasionally. He's
Yeah.
constantly monitored, right? They limit his exposure.
Right. Right. And that's the only way to do it, I think, especially with a kid.
Well, you're not
If you're
going to
gonna
keep him away from social media, right?
No, exactly. At this point, no, you can't. And if you let your son stream, and I've done this before as well, where I let my son solo stream. That's only probably twice or three times, but it's not the type of thing where you push the
which
button
is
to
which
go
is
live.
which is against TOS, but whatever, whatever.
Not on D Live.
13 and older.
Oh no, no, I didn't let him stream on D Live. I think it was on.
I'm just saying. I'm
Yeah, yeah,
glad
yeah.
you. I have no
That's true.
recollection of that event at this time either. I'm just saying you probably shouldn't record your crimes.
No, right, right, right. No, but what I'm saying is you can't just push the live button and leave your kid
Oh,
out
right,
there to
right.
stream, right?
Especially not
It,
at 7, 8 years old.
no, no, no. If it's gonna be a thing, you got to make it like a thing with you and your son or daughter, right? It's got to be a joint effort, and
Right.
that's the
Well,
only
if
way
it's
to do.
about, I'm a father, right? So I feel
Yeah.
like I can speak on this. My kids have streamed. My kids are on D Live and watch me stream, right? So
Mhm.
I think it's relevant. I personally would never allow my child sub 10 years old to stream. Now, that's not to say I wouldn't have them with me while I'm streaming to see
Yeah.
what we're doing because that's bonding. But
Yeah.
I think kids are way too impressionable in terms of that. Here's the thing, like when we were kids, to get an adrenaline rush, we jumped our bikes, right?
Yeah.
Jump a
Yep.
ramp or something.
Right.
Kids now, they're getting these endorphins and the same sort of feel good chemicals, but they're doing it through social media. And the
Yeah.
problem with that is social media doesn't base its reaction to you based on tangible facts, right? Are you a good person? Are you not? Are you right?
Right.
They're going to come
Right.
at you sideways regardless of who you
Yeah.
are.
That's
And
so true.
and kids learn this like skewed version of self-worth.
Yeah. Yeah. And it can be brutal too. Because
Well,
I mean,
kids in general are
right.
to be brutal.
Exactly. And it doesn't help when you that's the other thing, like YouTube, for example. If you're gonna be a YouTuber, it doesn't matter your age, you better grow some thick skin because you're gonna get some comments that are really, really, really harsh, right?
Yeah, and
So to
even on like 5-year-old videos.
right. No, that's exactly right. So to
uh,
leave your 5-year-old out to do, that you got to be 100% involved. You know what I mean? If it's a stream channel, it's just as much your channel as it is the kids. Like you got to take control of that channel if
right.
you want to involve your kid in any of that stuff. I'm totally with you on that because it's yeah, and we don't even know what it does to the kids at this point because it's all uncharted territory, right? I mean, we
Yeah.
didn't have this when we were kids, so
Yeah, I mean there wasn't public internet access in homes. There weren't personal
right.
computers, there weren't laptops didn't exist. Cell phones weren't a thing. I
No,
remember my
that's right.
dad was a bank executive and got the first cell phone, and it's like
The suitcase like
the
thing to
size of a
carry around.
baby's leg, and you had to plug it into your car. You couldn't carry it in your pocket, right?
Right,
And there's
right.
enough radiation that you get a headache making a 10-minute phone call.
That's right.
Right? Like I mean your head would heat up. Like
Right,
you could literally
right.
hold it with two hands. Um
And that's the thing, like, but previously, you and I were only exposed to Sally on 123 Main Street that went to your class. Now,
right,
if
right.
now your kids, if they're on D Live or YouTube or any, they're exposed to the world. I mean,
Well,
anybody.
when you walk in on your 12-year-old looking at porn for the first time, your brain you're going like, "Oh man, like obviously that's a conversation we need to have now," and like
Right.
you pretend like you didn't walk in on him because who wants that conversation? But you got to like come here, we got to talk, and it's
Right, right.
the
Put
world
your parenting hat on and
used to be a much smaller place.
yeah,
You were raised by your community or your church or your group of
that's
people that were around you, and now it's anybody can interject those little pieces of information into your kid's head now.
yeah, that's so true. That's so true.
I mean, it's up to us, I think, as parents to regulate that,
Yeah,
right?
100%. 100%.
I mean,
Because they don't
streaming's
know any
hard,
better. I mean, they don't know that this is the world that they know, right? They don't know
right?
any other world. They don't know our world that we grew up in. It's
Exactly. Yeah, they have no frame of reference
exactly
to it,
right.
and I find like it's hard to explain that to them because
Of course.
that doesn't exist in their world.
Exactly.
Like,
Yep.
what do you mean leave the house without my cell phone? What is that? Why would you do that? And I'm like, well, we used to just not have cell phones. Like
Right.
what do you mean? How do you do
R-
that? You just don't
Right.
take it. And they're like, I can't not take it.
Yeah. What do you mean? That sounds ridiculous. It's almost you have to retrain. You're almost retraining your own brain to wrap their head around it.
Even myself now, I have to
Exactly.
force myself to leave my phone at home
Yeah.
sometimes just so I know that I still can.
That's
I
right.
swear that's why I do it.
No, it's a good point. I have I recently bought a cell phone and they have this thing. It's called Zen mode, and it's kind of neat. You turn this. It's honestly, it's really ridiculous that we have to have a mode on a cell phone that reminds us to not use the cell phone. Like right, like you step outside and just think about that for a second. It's like totally
Let's put this in a
bonkers.
frame of reference you can understand, Uber, than I can understand.
Hmm.
A door-to-door salesman sold my family Encyclopedia Britannica, and my mom said the only way she would buy them is because they were thousands of dollars for the whole set, is if
Oh sure.
I read all of them.
Wow.
Maybe it's partly why I'm smart. I read literally all of the encyclopedias from A to Z and the couple extra little books that come with the set. All of it,
That is,
from aardvark to like Zulu, man,
are
everything in
you
between.
serious? That's a
Yep.
dude. That's why you're an author, right? Like that
I
has
don't,
to
maybe,
be.
I don't know.
There has to be some
I've been
correlation to that. That's
fascinated with books since I was a kid because it was an alternate reality that you could just go to right now.
yeah,
My
yeah.
I had a great imagination, and my childhood was pretty rough in some patches, child labor
Hmm.
camps and some stuff, but it was
Hmm.
it was a way, like I
That
listened
was
to,
your escape.
yeah, classical music on record,
Hmm.
Broadway musicals, books, things that were big and theatrical and told a story.
Yeah,
I loved
yeah.
it. I loved it as a kid. And now what's interesting, like with kids now, is I tell my kids, like, oh, I read the encyclopedia when I was 8. And they're like, I first of all, they don't know what encyclopedia is. Second of
Right.
all, the last time they
Wait,
read a
did you say
book,
Wikipedia?
right, yeah,
Right. That's probably the
Wikipedia?
first
No,
Wikipedia.
no,
No.
no, no. I mean, I read the unabridged version of the dictionary, like not every word and every definition, but like most of it, because I was
Wow.
trying to learn new words.
So, and that's a, that, and I think that's what's lacking uh these days. Some curiosity. You were like,
Something just happened with your mic. It's
oh,
cutting out. Did you hit a? I think you're hit. Ooh, that hurts. You know what? I think you're actually having trouble with the wire in the bottom of your mic. Remember how we were having issues when we first started?
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Oh,
Can you hear me now?
I can hear you now. There you go.
Okay, sorry about that. Yeah,
No,
I
no,
bumped
just
the
so you
mic.
know, I think there's actually an
I
issue with
think
that
there's some
connection.
connection.
Hmm.
Yep, yep.
Okay. Anyway, care now.
I think the like you were curious, right? Like curiosity, I think that's maybe some things that are lacking these days. Like kids aren't as curious anymore. For
I don't know that it's that. I think that society is intentionally distracting us from being intelligent or curious or spontaneous.
hmm.
I think people are being channeled into being drones,
Yeah,
being
yeah.
machines. Like get out of high school, go to college, get your degree, get the job, get the house, get the fence, buy the car, have the wife and kids, work till you're
Hmm.
old, retire and die. Like they're
Yeah.
just funneled into that. And if you think for yourself, you're going to get a D or an F and you're going to be put in special ed because we
Yeah.
can't train you. Like they
Yeah.
no longer kids some kids learn with their hands, right? Some
That's
kids
right.
can take
Right.
tests. Like we took out shop, we took out band, we took out PE. We like the things
Yeah.
that kids need, they're
That's a
gone.
really that's a really good point. Because my son, he struggles with some of the homework that's presented to him, and he's a smart kid, but I think he just
Homework is completely ineffectual and was actually created originally as a punishment.
and that it so feels like that. You know what I
It's
mean? And he's in
exactly what it is.
second grade. He's 7 years
Exactly.
old,
Yeah, you got no
right?
business doing homework in second
I'm
grade.
Here we are after soccer practice doing homework at 9:30 at night. The other day I was like, you know what? This is it. We're not doing this. Have your teacher call me. We're not doing this. I'm sorry, but like it's too much. It's too much. And I don't know, maybe some kids thrive in that
Well, no,
environment.
no. I could tell you what it is because I became obsessed with it with California and Common Core and how bad they were screwing up my kids.
Hmm.
They don't give a damn about the kids thinking for themselves. What they care about are their scores as a
Yeah.
school. How many
Right, right,
kids
right.
passed the test? What are their
Right.
scores on the SAT or CAT? Right?
Right.
It's
Yeah.
not about educating them.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's
And
about
that's
indoctrinating them.
yeah. Yep. I worry about that. And that the you're we're in this like everybody's working, right? You don't have time to homeschool them, but man,
Hmm.
I wish I could, honestly.
Well, and here's this. We'll just parlay this into the. It's the same topic. How is you have a significant other, you have
Hmm.
kids, you have a job, you're trying to
Hmm.
stream, you're trying to be a coach. Like, how do you find time to be a streamer on any sort of a schedule with all of these other commitments? Like, how do you do that? Because I know there's people who are listening who want to do that and don't know how.
Yeah. I mean, I I think everybody has a window. Everybody has a window where they could do something like this. It's just trying to find that window. And it's going to take some sacrifice. No matter what, if you want to do this, it's going to take a little bit of sacrifice. Just like when I started the YouTube channel, I didn't really have time to do YouTube because I was working a full-time job, overtime, kid,
Uber.
all that's all that stuff, right? Riding public transport. Yeah, Uber, exactly. Sorry, it took me a little minute.
Yeah, no, that's yeah.
But what I did is I sacrificed sleep. Sleep was the thing, and I would
Uh,
try to go to sleep as early as I could, but I would wake up every day at 4 a.m. 4 a.m. was my go time. I would wake up at 4. From 4 to 6, I would make a video, and it's an edited video, so it doesn't matter what time, right? Like streaming,
right.
it does matter. Like nobody's gonna watch,
Well, that's what we're talking about, the difference between being a content creator and being a
right?
live streamer.
Right. Now the timing does matter on live streaming, so
Yeah.
that's one thing you're gonna have to work with. And the way, for me, my wife works a slightly later schedule than I do. I get off a little bit. I get off about 2.5 hours earlier than she does from work, and so I have that little 2.5 hour window. She's a nanny, so she has our micro Uber, the little one. She has him with her all the time.
Hmm.
On her way home, she picks up Mini Uber, who goes to school close to her work. So it's really convenient. But it's really it's part circumstance, right? That's the
Hmm.
the thing we're in right
But
now.
you're not sacrificing your like what you should be doing so you can stream. You're just finding a place that
N-
you can do it that it fits into the schedule.
That's exactly right. And I'm the only thing I'm sacrificing, if you want to call that, which is really a lateral move. I'm sacrificing any other me time that I could have during that time, right?
Right.
Like I'm into mountain biking, hiking, things like that.
Hmm.
And in order to stream, I may not be able to go mountain biking or hiking, right? So it's you can't have it all. Obviously, there's always going to be a give and take and a sacrifice. So right now I'm really enjoying playing games and hanging with my friends on the
Hmm.
internet. And so that's what I'm doing in my spare time. But literally every time you see me stream is pretty much the only spare time I have. I utilize, you know what I
Right.
mean?
No,
It's my
I
gaming
know.
time. Yeah, it's my gaming time, it's my spare time, and it's my streaming time. I combine them into one. And
That
if I wasn't
actually
doing this, I would be hiking or doing other stuff, right?
Now that's actually a good point that I want to bring up too. And actually my last guest that was on the show brought this up. We got into talking about people saying, "Hey, I want to stream because I want to make money, right? Because I
Mhm.
want to make a living off it." And my
Sure.
guest said, "Then you're not going to." And I was like, "What do you mean?" And they go, "If you don't stream because you're passionate about it, because you love doing it, you're not going to be successful. If you do it for the grind, if you do it to be famous, if you do it to make money, if you do it for any other reason than you like streaming and gaming and talking to people or whatever it is you're doing on stream, it's not going to work because you can't maintain that for any length of time." And
Mhm.
don't be confused, guys. Streaming is a time, it's a long-term commitment, right? You're not going to get on a stream for a week, be famous, make your money and stop streaming.
That's right. Yeah.
It's going to
That's
be
100% true.
years,
Yeah.
years of streaming on a regular basis. And even if you make quality content, even if you're original, even if your overlays and your logo are good, even if you have a regular community, that still doesn't mean you're going to be rich or famous,
That's so true.
right?
Yep. That's
So
so true.
make sure if you get involved with streaming, you know why. And if
Yeah.
it's anything other than streaming, it's not going to work.
It's going to be really hard. I mean, I'll never say do it because some of my really good buddies started YouTube to become professional YouTubers. Like that's what they wanted to do. But in a way, it ties back into their passion. Like they want to be content creators for a living. And they push so hard towards that they make that goal happen. And but I think that's the passion part, right? Like you gotta have passion for that, and it's not necessarily a passion for money, right? Like it's not that you if
Right.
this is
Not
what
at
you want
all.
to do for a living, you have to have the passion to do it for a living. Like it can't you can't just look at the number or the money or what, you know what I mean? It has to be the whole thing. Like you want to be
Well,
a content creator for a living.
I can give you myself as an example. I got
Mhm.
caught up with thinking I had to be a gamer to be a streamer when I first came onto the platform, right?
That's so interesting. I
113 days straight I streamed.
wow.
There were days I didn't want to stream and I shouldn't have streamed. And you could
Wow.
tell if you watched the replays. But I was
Yeah.
so wake up, gotta stream. Wake up,
Yeah.
gotta stream. Wake up, gotta
Yeah.
stream. There'd be nobody in the chat. I wouldn't even be happy. I wouldn't even want to be online. But I had like
Mhm.
it got into my head wrong about followers or viewers or the number of days streaming or I don't know what it was
Yeah.
because I know I'm not even a hardcore gamer. I'm not even a streamer, right? That's what I
Right.
was telling myself. Why am I caught up in this? What is happening to me right now? And it's it's hard to explain unless you've been a live streamer, but there's a
Yeah.
real draw, right? There's you do get a positive release. You do feel nice when you're engaged with your friends and right
Of course.
things are moving and flowing and right and it's easy to get bummed out if they're not,
Yeah. Yeah.
right? So if you're not doing it because you want to do it regardless if anybody's in there or not, you're not going to it's not going to work. But also
Yeah.
don't stream every day. Don't stream 12 hours, 24 hours, 36
Right.
hours straight.
That's right. That's right.
Have
I
you had
totally agree with
experience
that.
with long streams or have you tried to do that?
Boy. Oh, yeah,
You personally?
I've done a few extra life for kids streams, 24 hours and then I did I broke it up the next year cuz 24 hours is insane.
I
Uh
just saw a guy a couple days
I,
ago did 36.
I don't know how anybody can do that.
Why? Oh, he looked terrible after 14. He was
And right, you're
like,
miserable. I feel like yeah, it's almost like you're cheating yourself. Now
well, and
extra
he
life
did
for
it for
kids is
money. He did it for, he said his, it was on screen. 1,000 for every 1,000 Lino donated, I'll stream another hour up to 36 hours. And he already
wow.
had 40,000 Lino. And he
Mhm.
still had like 16 more hours to go or something, like to do the whole thing. I was like, what are you doing? Like, I
Boy.
saw him online. I had my whole day. He was still online. I went to bed, woke up. He was still online. I had my whole day. He was still online.
Wow.
Was like,
Yeah.
he was literally like forehead on the mic talking, and people were looking up what, like, he was having auditory hallucinations. He was
Oh,
having like
that's terrible.
legitimate physical issues, and
Yeah.
people were Googling it to tell him if it was dangerous or not.
Wow. I mean, imagine that being your content.
Well,
Like
I
that's
can tell you,
it's
the
sad.
terms of service of D Live say you're not allowed to stream self harm. I'm telling
Yeah.
you for a fact that that's self harm.
Oh, 100%. I
That's why I'm
agree.
not using his name because I think he's a great streamer. I love the kid. He's a great
Yeah.
dude. But
Yeah.
that's bad. It's wrong. It's stupid. It's dangerous. You can have a
Yeah.
psychotic break.
Right. But it goes back to what we were saying earlier about kids and like having or feeling relevant and really like thinking that that's something that may make you successful as a streamer, and it's really not, right? And when it comes to that, less is more. I mean, focus on the content you want to make, focus on the content you enjoy making, and everything else is going to come from then on out. Like I don't think it's such a okay, if you get 40,000 Lino that one stream, it's you can't retain that, right?
But you're
Like you can't.
worthless for the next week
That's
after
right.
it, you
And
know?
you're feeling terrible about that and for a couple $100. And guess what? You're not going to be able to do this every day or every other day, or you're not this is not like you can't make that your thing, right? Like
Exactly.
there's something else about you that you could make your thing that's you, that's unique about you. You don't have to be a marathon streamer and be the
Well,
longest stream live, right? Like it doesn't have to be that. It doesn't.
I forget which streamer told me this, but it was, and I wish I knew because it's such an incredible point.
Hmm.
I did a 12-hour stream
Yeah.
once just because people that was during that 100 plus day everyday streaming. Well, now I got to do long
Sure.
streams, and I realized at like 8 hours I was done. And I still pushed it. Actually, I did 12 and a half hours. And then I started talking to other streamers about doing 24-hour streams and things because that seems to be a catchy thing for people to do. And
Yeah.
somebody said, look, if you're known for being a 12-hour a day streamer, every day, 12 hours every day,
Hmm.
pick your four most productive hours in terms of viewers, donations, whatever the best hours you feel the best, whatever you want to do. There's 12 hours you normally stream. Pick 4 hours that are most productive, stream. Spend 3 or 4 hours in other people's channels. Spend it on social media, networking. Spend it on Discord, talking to people. And take the other 4 hours and get some exercise, get some sunshine, drink some
Yeah.
water, take a walk. You will be more productive. You will feel better. Your streams will go better. You'll have more energy. You'll be more successful. You'll be healthier,
Yeah.
right? Like
That's
it's
a that's a great point. And likely you will have had as productive of a stream as somebody that streamed for 14 hours that.
actually, you said something that triggered what I was saying, which was
Mhm.
the if you only give them 4 hours, they're going to be there for 4 hours. If you give them 12 hours, they might not show up at all
Yeah,
because they can get it whenever they want.
that's a good point. That's a really good point.
Control
Yeah.
demand and with the demand and supply
Yeah.
is
Yeah.
valid too for streamers. If I know you're always on, I'm going to look for somebody who I know is not on very often, watch them
That
first, and when they go offline, come back to you, maybe.
right. Maybe to a burned out you, right? Like
Right, and
that's
you've been streaming 16 hours a day for the last 6 months straight, and
right.
you're like this, and you're not talking to chat, and your
Mhm.
gameplay sucks.
Right. Yeah,
I'm
you
not
completely.
staying, even if we're friends, I'm not
No, no,
staying.
no. No, but it's so true. It's so true. I've done I've done one 24-hour stream and a couple of 12-hour streams, but it was for the Extra Life for Kids thing, which they kind of like that. They have one day a year where they, and they don't force you to do 24 hours. But I wanted to try it. I wanted to be part of the whole, raising money for charity type of thing. So I
Sure.
did it, but I felt terrible after, and we raised a couple $100, which was great. It's awesome,
Like, I'll just
but
give you a couple $100 so I can not.
right, and I know. That's
Like,
exact and honestly, that's how I felt. At the end of it, I was like, "You know what? I raised like $240. I feel terrible. It took me like 3 days to recover from being up, 30 hours." And in hindsight, I was like, "You know what? I could have probably just donated $250 of my own money and felt much nicer about
right?
myself and
Talk
you know
about it
what I
for a
mean?
half hour and that's it.
That's exactly right. I mean, it was a nice gesture, but at the same time, it's like, well, I'm never doing that again. So the next year, I did 12 hours for 2 days straight, and even that was a lot,
A lot. It's a lot.
And that's honestly the last year I did it. And ever since then, I've just kind of been. I took the other approach. I didn't stream for the Extra Life for Kids, but I went and donated to a bunch of like friends that streamed during that event.
Oh, okay. Oh,
And
yeah.
I actually had a blast hanging out in their streams. You know, 20-minute clips. I'd hang out in somebody's stream, say hi, donate $50, $20, whatever, and then bounce out, get lunch, and come back. Oh, he's still alive, and you know what I mean. I
Mhm.
was doing that the third year I did it, and I had a lot more fun actually watching streams rather than
When
streaming.
I'm part of a group called the Good Vibe Tribe. There's a lot of different groups on D Live that do charity streams, right? For
Okay. Yeah.
local charities, international, national, whatever.
Sure.
Sometimes it's a specific need in their community. Sometimes it's like for the veterans overall in the county. But
Yeah.
I support that kind of stuff, right? Because it's the thing and you alluded to this when you said you came to D Live. It was like this community where everybody knew each other. Well, it's because we do. And
Right.
a lot of these folks have known each other for years, and they just all came to D Live together because this
Yeah.
is the cool kid now, right? Like,
Right.
you own your
Right.
content. The platform doesn't take a cut, much less half like other companies. You can
Right.
invest in the company by locking in the lino. Like, it was this incredible opportunity that nobody had tried before. And it's been a blast to be a part of D Live this whole time and see from the ground up. Now, if somebody asked me about streaming, I could tell them all kinds of stuff. If somebody
Right.
asked me about cryptocurrency, I could tell you some stuff now.
Right.
Before D Live, I knew none of that.
Yeah. That's
I just
amazing.
didn't. Like Twitch, I knew it was a website. You click on the link and then people are on the, oh, they like, that's cool. But it was like
Mhm.
YouTube to me. I didn't interact. I didn't chat. I didn't donate. I didn't subscribe. I didn't understand
Yeah.
how interactive you could be with social with live streaming.
Right.
I
Right.
I think that's the real, like, that's got to be the real difference, right, between a content creator and a live streamer is you the audience has that immediate access to you and becomes
100%.
a part of the content.
That's right. That's a very undervalued or under mentioned point, that the audience is a big part of what you do, like your content,
Hmm.
right? I mean, that's, a viewer posts a joke or a sticker in the chat. Like, look at what you did today, right? Like your
Right.
stickers, and
Yeah.
that's a conversation piece, and it ended up engaging the streamer at the time, and you
Actually, you
made
know why
content,
I
actually
did
you
it?
help.
I
Hmm.
did it because a guy came into the chat who's a known troll, was being absolutely terrible, kept making new accounts to be worse, and it was
Hmm.
getting him upset for a good
So
reason, right? He was
sure.
getting to take over, to be a problem. So I
Yeah, that
was
can be
like,
frustrating.
right, and I know that as a streamer, so I was like, let me add a little bit of fun and levity and like and start
Yeah,
making jokes and making stickers and he
lighten
ca-
the mood a little bit.
yeah, he
Yeah.
couldn't stay serious with me. Like him, that sticker I did of Sean and Zed together, like he was
Right.
trying to be serious and was like, wait a minute. He's like getting all close and he's, oh yeah, it's
See, that's amazing. So you became part of the content, like that's the
right.
stream and the streamers
Yeah, actually, he
ecosystem.
Becca made him a new introduction to his stream. So it's like clips of different streams. One of them is
Right.
him talking to me directly, giving me shit. Like that's how often I go in there and bust his
That's
nuts.
great.
He puts on that like blonde hair
Oh,
overlay with the
yeah,
makeup,
I've
the
seen
lady
that.
thing.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
And
yeah.
I told him that I preferred that. And he went on a tear, you know. Oh my god, it's
That's
amazing.
hilarious.
But yeah,
Yeah,
the
that's
audience, like when we do these fireside chats, I always say to the guest beforehand, and you guys don't know this, please don't take questions directly from chat during the big part of the interview because chat can completely derail the conversation,
sure,
right? And
sure.
so for this case, like we always take questions from chat towards the end, right? And it's completely about chat at the end. But
Yeah,
chat is such a powerful thing that you actually have to make that distinction, right?
yeah.
Because it will become the show instead of myself if I'm by myself or us together, right, as the podcast.
That's that's so true. And not just you and the chat, but also the chat with each other, like the chat within the chat, right? Like
Yep.
chatters talking to each other. I've had like scenarios where a fight broke out between chatters, and it's like, okay, well, I need to mediate this.
Yeah, I should probably pay attention more.
Right, right, and stuff like that. Or like there's all kinds of variables that can go into it, right? Like it's a whole other thing. And it's part of that's the thing you don't get as when you upload edited content, right?
Right.
I mean, you do get the messages, but they're all post edit and everything, and you kind of can just sit back and read them as you go. But this is all live, right? Lifetime, and
Yep.
you can choose to react or not react, and but it's all out there in the open. So
I love it. I love these
yeah,
shows. Get like you and I would have never met without D Live.
that's so true.
Period. Right? You're
That's so
from
true.
Germany. You're living
Right,
in California. I'm from California, living in Arkansas. Like
right,
I'm not even you're literally 30 minutes to an hour from a lot of my people, right?
right.
But I'm not.
Yeah, right.
you know?
And look how much we have in common. Like, look how
Right.
many
Hmm.
connections like we just like the like the yo-yoing.
I mean, we have two. We
That
both
blows my
have
mind.
2 kids, 2 sons. Right?
Right.
We're both live streamers. We're both awesome at walking the dog,
Yep.
which
Pretty
is
much.
a
Yeah.
yo-yo reference, by the way, not about dogs.
Right.
Right? But only a yo-yo person would know that.
That's exactly right.
I mean, this
Balloon animals. I mean, there's so much now
we
that we
started growing beards on D Live.
right. Yep. Never knew we could until
I,
D Live.
I had no idea. Actually, I learned a new word. You're going to need to know this word if you keep growing your beard.
Yeah.
There is a condition known as pagonophilia.
Ooh,
You will be subject to this.
sounds itchy.
Pagonophilia is an obsession with bearded men. So you will
Interesting.
have people that are fascinated with beards now attracted to you because of your beard, and they are called pagonophiles.
Wow.
Yep, but the
That
condition is pagonophilia. So my
right.
girlfriend Rachel is a pagonophile. She was attracted to me mostly, I think, because of my beard. She'll tell you. I mean, she's probably
Wow.
asleep right now, but
So
she's
if you met her last year, it wouldn't have
we
moved
wouldn't
the
have
needle
dated.
for her, maybe.
Nope, we
Yeah.
wouldn't have dated.
Wow.
Yep, she's been clear about that. And she says if I shave my beard, we're done.
Wow. Okay. Well, that's incentive enough to never.
I don't want to. I really
And it looks
becoming.
good.
I
I gotta be honest.
I'm
It looks
becoming
really good on
attached.
you.
I'm
Yeah.
going Friday for the first time ever to a professional barber where the barber's got like a massive beard, and it's got a
Right.
cool shop and the whole thing.
They know
Getting
what
a
they're doing.
getting
Yeah.
a
They got the
face
oils
massage,
and
the whole thing. Yep.
do you put
Can't
oil
wait.
in it or anything like that? Or
When I first started growing my beard, I tried like a lot of over the counter beard stuff and my skin didn't
yeah.
like it. So I switched to
Okay.
coconut oil. Well,
Okay.
and that works when your beard's really short because it's more of a nourishing thing for the skin.
Yeah. Yeah.
Now that my beard's longer, it wasn't working. And I ran into this bearded guy like out at the bar. And you just kind of look down the bar. The guy's got a bigger beard,
Right.
so you give him like a little, oh shit, hey, that's pretty good.
Like a little nod. Yeah.
And
Yeah.
this
Yeah.
dude, neck tattoos up the face, like the whole. I'm covered in tattoos, right? But not on the face and neck and the hand. Like he's like that. Looks scary,
Yeah.
is what I'm saying. And I
Yeah.
gave him like that, and he goes, he had a big smile immediately, big smile. And I
Okay.
said,
That's inviting.
I said,
You're like,
what?
okay.
What's your secret? What's your secret? How do you get it like that? And he said, argan oil. ARGAN, argan oil. I
Okay.
bought some. I've been using it for a week. Night and day difference already.
Really?
Night and day. Doesn't affect my skin. The sensitivity, thicker, fuller, not itchy, doesn't feel crunchy. Like I want to just sit around doing this, but I have to like tell
Yeah. Yeah.
myself that's probably creepy and don't.
Yeah.
Just so
Interesting.
tell me about yourself,
Yeah.
Anyway, I do enjoy it. Yes, argan oil.
Good
But
to know. Good to.
only in the last week. And when I say that to people now, they're like, "Oh yeah, you didn't know that?" Like, nah.
Like it was just a common thing that
Yeah.
everybody knew about.
It helps hair here. It helps
Okay.
hair here.
Well,
Actually,
I need help in all the areas.
My grandmother was completely bald wearing wigs because of medication they put her on. I went up to take care of her. I'm actually one of my books, The Healing Power of Love, is about moving to Alaska to care for my grandparents. And my
Wow.
grandma was very self-conscious about having to wear wigs, right? And would always
Sure.
put on a wig. Well,
Sure.
I started using coconut oil with lavender oil in it and rubbing it on her scalp every day. And within 6 months, her hair looked better than any wig she had.
Really?
Like when she would go out, people thought she had like a new, prettier, more expensive wig, and it's her hair.
It was her hair. Wow.
Coconut oil and lavender oil on the scalp once a day. That was it.
Wow. Really?
It nourishes the skin. It increases blood flow. There's a lot of like real simple
Yeah.
science behind it.
Wow. Interesting.
Antibacterial, antimicrobial. Yeah. But if you want thicker, fuller hair, that's
Yeah.
the argan oil.
Okay.
This is
I
all
need
new.
all of that.
I need all of
It's
that.
patchy, I want like what you got. I want at least the option to have what you got. Like I want to be able to do that. You know what I
I
mean?
believe. Okay, now to be fair, I don't know if this is a good beard or not. I've just let my hair grow for 10 months, but it is definitely genetics, right? Like my father is a Scottish Highlander. My grandmother
Right.
was a Danish Viking. Like
Sure.
there's definitely that's got to be talked about. But there are things to
Yeah.
help.
Okay. Good to know.
Even a German living in California can grow a beard.
I mean, just I have a chance, is what you're saying. I have a
You're telling me
chance.
there's a chance.
I'm gonna try it. Argan oil.
Argon, Arga. And if you go to the mall and buy a
Yeah.
1 fluid ounce bottle of beard oil, 50,
Yeah.
$60. If
Yeah.
you
It's
if
it's
you go on
ridiculous.
Amazon and buy a 4 ounce bottle of argon oil, 12
Yeah.
bucks including shipping.
Wow. Because I did buy some beard oil at my barber shop,
Don't.
and it was like $28, and it was like a little like what
Argon
is it
oil.
made out of?
Argon oil. 12 from the argon seed.
Uh huh.
In case you were wondering. But
Yeah, I was.
cheap, 12 bucks. I think maybe Morocco. I'm not sure where it's from, but
Okay.
anything that makes
I'll
you
give it a
sound
shot.
cooler. Yeah, like, yeah, I put Moroccan argon oil in my
Right.
beard. You know,
Sounds
like,
it sounds
oh,
exotic.
yeah, oh shit. Yeah,
Everybody's sort of coconut
yeah. Yeah.
oil,
I got
right?
a
Like,
new Smith and Wesson Black Ops pocket knife to open my Amazon Prime boxes with too.
ooh,
Like I didn't
that's
actually. I just bought this little pocket knife at the like auto parts store, and it's like $10. I put it in my pocket. I go home. I open an Amazon box, and I flip the blade open, and it's like Smith and Wesson Special Ops, like all this stuff written down the blade, and I was like, wow, like.
I'm a badass.
Yeah. Oh shit. Now you know. That's how you know. My
That's
Amazon
hilarious.
Prime knife is special ops rated.
Special ops.
I can open non-prime boxes with it
That's
too.
right.
Oh.
That's
Which of course
hilarious.
I don't get because why would you?
Exactly. As a Prime member, I don't even click on anything
Actually, it's
non-Prime.
it's funny. I'm so against like the machine that is Amazon and how much they
Right.
screw up everything they touch, like Twitch.
Sh- Sure.
Um,
Sure.
but and my books, it's the best platform to be a self-published author. Worldwide distribution, right? They
Right.
do terrible job printing them. The quality control sucks, but you can't argue the price or the distribution.
Hmm. Hmm.
And my dad's about to start working for them. They're actually
Oh,
moving from the state they live to Tennessee, where they're building a new Amazon mega warehouse.
I heard about that in Tennessee.
And
Yes.
my dad and mom are moving there to work for them at that place.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow. Wow.
Amazon's taking over the world, man. If you guys didn't
But
know, sign up for Amazon Prime. It's the best deal
in
going.
fair, you know what? In fairness, I scoured all this. I needed a 3.5 millimeter to audio
Mm.
splitter cable type of thing because I bought this fancy little audio mixer on Amazon. So I tried to give the stores a chance to to buy that cable. So I went to Walmart, and we're not talking mom and pop shops because there aren't any of those around anymore.
Yep.
Although I tried that too. The only store that could possibly have that type of cable was a store called Guitar Center here, and
Hmm.
I don't know if those are nationwide or what, but I consider that sort of a mom and pop because it's a small, musical instrument store.
Sure.
They didn't have it, so then I moved on to Walmart. They didn't have it. Then I moved on to Best Buy. They didn't have it. It left me just with Amazon. They had it. It's like, well, I
Yep.
tried. I did my best, right? Like,
I
I don't know
do,
where
and
else I could get this cable.
that's actually a really good point because our audience and streamers on D Live, it's an international platform, right?
Sure.
I would 100% encourage you guys to try to spend your money locally
Yeah.
to
Yep.
improve your quality of your neighborhood. It will
Right.
help. It does help.
And even if it is a bigger store, whatever store you have available, right? Like, and you think that might have the product, go there. Like, the benefit of that to you is you're supporting your local community, you're supporting the people that work in that store, keeping their jobs, and you get to have that product right away. You don't have to wait for shipping. Although
Right.
Amazon's crazy fast now, right? I get
They're
it.
trying to go to 1 day. You know, their
Right.
thing is 2 day. They're spending billions to try to go to 1 day.
And in some instances they're doing it already, right? Like I
Well,
ordered
they
something.
are. Yeah, they are. And they're also taking a loss right now to do it.
Wow. Wow.
But it's
Yeah.
still worth it. And,
No, I
you know,
still always try if I think I can get the product locally or at a store that I think may carry it, I'll try that, you know. But this particular cable, I went above and beyond because I really wanted to stream with this thing on Saturday, and I just couldn't find the cable. So then finally, I was like, well, I don't think anybody has it here locally, so I may have to just go Amazon.
I've been told a number. I was actually looking at like stream decks and external mixers and things, and I've been told there's a lot of digital software programs that can do just as good a job now. So
I
would you
heard about that.
recommend like buying hardware or software? Like, have you had
Well,
enough experience with both yet?
I don't know too much about audio equipment. I've dabbled with the digital form of like an audio mixer,
Hmm.
and with this particular mic, it's a condenser mic, and it doesn't seem to amplify it enough.
Hmm.
So my buddy Rory, who is also on D Life, Rory Fett, he's into all the audio stuff. He's really smart about all that kind of stuff. So he recommended this. It's an external like mixer kind of deal,
Oh, sure. Yeah.
you know, and you put an XLR, which like the XLR cable that goes into the mic, you plug it into the mic and you plug it into here, and then you plug all of this into the PC. Now I don't know any of this. I
Well, it
assume
looks fancy.
it looks awesome, right? Yeah, and it has a USB port here, so I thought, well, it could just plug into my USB port. So I tried that and it didn't recognize it. So you need an audio cable. It's a whole thing that I'm learning
You
now.
know what's funny? I've
Um,
got one this freaking big, like literally this big over there, and it's ridiculous. Like, you
it's
know, I threw that in the cupboard, spent $100 on a Yeti Blue mic, and
and it
adjusted the settings in OBS.
and
Right,
it's just fine, right? It's
works
just
great.
yeah, yeah.
There's
I
a
regret buying this thing, but I'm in too deep now with all these wires and
so
cables. I'm like,
you
well, through it.
you see the blank spot over your left shoulder on the wall under that painting. You could hang it on the wall there and make it look like you know what I mean? Like you'd be fancier.
It looked pretty
It would
like
look like, yeah, people would be like,
it,
"Oh damn." A little further back,
like
like closer to the yeah, yeah, yeah. See, that's now you go. Yeah,
it's
yeah.
almost like what pilots have. Like when I see a
Exact. That's what I'm saying. Like every
flip
once in a while,
switch,
I'll just reach over there and flip a switch, like
flip
it's
a
doing.
switch.
Yeah, yeah, like you're doing something. Turn a knob. Like, hold on, guys. I need to adjust my gain, but don't
Yeah,
have it plugged into anything.
exactly. It's way too much. When I unboxed this thing, I was like, okay. I'm looking for volume. Volume is the only like terminology I know.
You
Okay,
know
here's
it's not plugged in, right?
it's yeah, I know that.
I don't know. It's like I could see the power port and there's nothing in
Yeah,
there. That could be your problem.
that could be my
I
problem.
mean, and it's not on, but I figure we should start with the power.
You know what's funny? I did that. I was like, it's not recognizing the mic. I realized it came with a power cord, and I'm like, oh, huh. Should plug that in first. It still didn't recognize the mic,
Dude,
but
streaming is hard, guys. You think
you're
it's
right.
software, hardware, the computers, like D Live, OBS, Steam, whatever the hell. Like,
Yeah, it's a
don't be
whole thing. It's a
frustrated.
rabbit hole.
Yeah,
Yeah,
your stream's gonna lag, your stream's gonna crash, your computer's gonna
right.
crash, the game's gonna crash. Just roll
Yeah,
with it. Don't be overly stressed out about it. It happens to all of us.
that's so
Learn to
true.
roll with it.
That's great advice. That's great advice.
It's
Everybody started a stream with their mic turned off or their mic unplugged or muted, right? Like it's yeah.
even this chat, when I started it, I forgot to change the title and it said Thursday night game night still instead of
And you go
yeah,
and you
I go.
frantically
Remember,
change
I
it
was
like, oh
like,
crap.
start streaming. Oh crap, I gotta stop streaming. Then I started streaming again, changed it, and when I looked, it still wasn't changed. Like after the second time we went live, so I went back to the thing to look, and it was correct.
What
So
that's a
I'm
trip.
just like, okay, you know, this is the 40-second show. I'm still not getting it right. So I'm just probably not ever going to, and that's okay
You
because
just
we're
roll
still
with it.
having a show.
Right. Exactly. That's the main thing.
This I like this show because all of us as streamers have had similar but also unique experiences with streaming, right? Why we
Right.
stream, how we stream, what we stream.
Right.
And these little, I can't overstate enough, guys. You've got to spend time in other people's channels. If you want to be a
Yes.
streamer, you have to
Yes.
watch more streaming than you actually spend time streaming. Like
That.
double.
Yep. That's so true. You learn so much. You will learn so much.
Absolutely.
And on top of that, you're networking with other like-minded.
Yeah, you're going to make friends.
Exactly. That's
Yeah.
exactly right. And not just streamer friends, but friends that are in those streamers chats, and you start talking, and it's this whole thing, and it's the whole snowball effect, right? And it evolves into a community, right? And that's the cool thing about D Life. It was so small when we first got here that we all know each other, and then we've welcomed all these new people, and we're so we're doing our best at like knowing these people, but obviously eventually it's going to be so many people, but still you're branching out, you're networking, you're meeting new people constantly, and you find so many more like-minded people that are into the same stuff you're into. Speaking of, we got Minnie and Micro Uber here making a special appearance.
They want to say aloha?
I think so. You want to say hi? No, you're shy? Yeah, that's Poppy.
You're having a show.
Hi.
Hi. I can wave, and you could. The kids like when you wave because then they can see that. Hi.
That's right.
I see you.
Say hi.
I see you. Hi. It's a mini Uber.
Yeah. It's a mini. Well, Micro Uber here.
Oh, Micro Uber and Mini Uber. That's. Oh, I see some hands in the back.
Yeah, that's Mini Uber there in the back.
Minnie, say hi. Oh, he can't hear us, can he?
You want to say hi? Say hi. You have to say hi in the microphone. Say hi. Say hi. Usually he's pretty good about saying hi in the microphone, but there's a lot going on the screen. He sees you. He sees me. He's like, okay, there's a lot going on.
It's like, how come Dad is in the magic box?
Exactly. Yep.
Like, I'm sitting on his lap. He's over here. And he's over here. I'm like, okay. Well, I really. Oh, there's your other son, kind of half sneaking in.
Hi? Can I say hi real quick? Mini Uber.
He's
There's a little bit of an altercation here with Mrs. Uber.
Oh.
Mrs. Screams at Uber, I should say.
Well, I don't want to be don't want to get myself in trouble. Oh, it's hitting the wire under the mic.
Sorry about that.
Ooh, that hurts.
Is that better?
Yeah. It's just real loud.
Still?
No. Just when it's bumped.
Just when we hit it.
Yeah.
Just when we bite the wire.
Yeah, people are. It's cool. It's cool. Ow. That wakes up everybody that's falling asleep during the show.
Sorry about that.
So guys, I know this is geez, man, we've been going almost 3 hours. That's amazing. Didn't even realize that. So obviously, Mr. Uber is a family man. His children and wife are at home, so we don't want to keep him too much longer. It's actually it's about 9 o'clock, so not too bad. It's 11 p.m. Central and midnight Eastern. So
right.
Yeah. So guys, if you have questions for Uber about streaming, about growing a mustache, like whatever you want to ask them, and you don't have to answer Uber, obviously. If they ask something you don't want to say.
Sure.
Oh look, now my mod shows up at the end of the show. Hey Tuna.
Great. That's incredible timing.
No, I love Tuna. He's my boy. We talk all the time, and even off stream. He's another example of a guy who's a regular viewer, and we talk all the time. We have Discord chats all the time. He's not a streamer, but I know Tuna better than I know a lot of streamers on this platform.
And did you meet Tuna through D Life?
Yes, he came into my channel. That's how I met him.
Okay, so another like perfect example of making friends, right, on this platform, which is incredible.
Yep. Yeah, and I've had multiple streamers from D Live come to my house and spend a week at the lake. Like
Wow,
guys,
really?
my one buddy, he's I won't say his name, but he's a veteran that was having trouble, right? PTSD type stuff, and I'm a
Right.
veteran, and we have this thing here. We'd say, "I've got your six." IGY 6 means I've got your back. I'm gonna look out for
Mhm.
you. I saw he had that same tattoo. I could tell he wasn't doing well. I asked him, "Hey man, you want to come to the lake and hang out, just chill out, maybe just take a break from your reality?" He said,
Sure.
yeah, he came. When he got here, he hugged me like we had been friends our whole lives.
Man, see how cool is that?
It was amazing.
See, that's incredible.
Now, obviously, I have to say as a caveat, don't just give anybody that comes into your chat your number and invite them to your house, right? That's
Sure. No, no,
like,
no,
be
sure.
smart, right? But also, what do you think about man buns? Well, okay, is that question for me or is that for Uber? Because Uber's working on one, it looks like. I can't tell from this angle, but
Yeah, I wouldn't be opposed to it. Wait,
okay.
man buns? Are we talking? What
Yeah,
is a
where
man
you
bun?
swirl the thing and like
Oh
a
yeah, yeah, yeah. I've never been able to do. See,
don't
I'm hanging on.
don't
I'm hanging
no
on to the little hair that.
let me stop you right there.
Mhm.
No.
Man buns?
No.
No.
Men, no. They don't you no. Grow a beard, no
Hmm.
man bun.
Try to. Try to.
Well,
Yeah.
you're growing one. You're growing
Yeah.
one right now.
Okay.
Do you have tats?
Um,
If
I
there's
do have.
somewhere, we're not X tags, so you
Yeah,
know.
yeah, yeah. I have a few that I'm not super proud of.
Okay, okay.
I don't have like cool ink, cool art.
Oh, okay. Well,
Most of it was like
I can help you design
dr-
tats to cover those up if you want.
I need that.
I used to do that. Like
Did
all
you
of
really?
this stuff,
Yeah.
like is
See, oh wow.
is a lot of my work, and
That's
my artist and I traded off. I've got both sides of my chest, but we're not X tags, so I can't. Well, anyway, yeah, I can help you.
really.
I can help you with that. Yeah.
Oh, I'd love that because I'm yeah
Mhm.
I would love that because all my tattoos are pretty much impulse tattoos.
Mm.
Drunken Vegas stupers. Don't ever
Good
get
thing
a
they're
tattoo.
not permanent.
Yeah, exactly.
You
Yeah,
could get divorced easier, and you can get rid of a tattoo.
ain't that the truth? Ain't that the truth? Tell that to a 22-year-old Uber.
All right. So, would you go to Mars if they asked you to start a new colony?
No,
Okay.
I don't think I would.
I don't
As
know.
a would you?
I'm not opposed to the idea as a thing to do because I'm a travel writer, right? Like I enjoy that.
Mhm.
But
Yeah.
I think there's too much fascination on out there and people don't understand that out there is also in here, right? You
Hmm.
meditation, um,
Well,
astral travel, out of body experiences, like you can do all of that no matter where you are. I don't think you have to go to Mars.
that's an interesting point. I think yeah, I like that.
I
I
could
like that.
teach you how to release DMT from your spine right now, sitting where you are, and you would have a moment.
Wow. Really?
Hmm. It's very easy. You
DMT, that's a whole like yeah, that's
and well, see now the reason people know that is because they abuse it, right? They use synthetic DMT and they try to have these, you know,
mhm,
big things. You're
outer
burning
world
yourself.
experience.
Yeah, you don't do that. You're gonna burn and damage your natural ability, right? It's a small when you do it naturally, it's a small euphoric type of buzz and it lasts for a while in your body. It's a very uplifting thing, right? It could be a very spiritual thing
Yeah.
instead of like a recreational thing, right? It should be done with respect. But if you want to know how, I'll tell you off camera because if somebody as young is listening, it could be abused, you know.
Sure, 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 sure. That's interesting though. Because I'm a firm believer in you can get away from anything at any time. All here, like you know what I mean?
Mhm.
So I mean sometimes trust me, we live in a really small space. It's hard at times, right? Family of four, a lot of stuff going on. And sometimes it's like I have nowhere to go, right? But you have to
Mhm.
remember all you have to do is close your eyes sometimes. You can go anywhere. Like I know it sounds,
Actually,
it
that's
probably sounds
what,
crazy,
no, no,
but
no. That's what
it's
books and music did for me as a kid.
right.
I felt the same way and I wanted to
Yeah,
go, but I couldn't. So I used music and books.
right. The imagination is a really underutilized, I think, tool,
Anymore, you're right. I think you're right.
right? And it's not so. I mean, is it really imagination or does it become reality, right? Like of what?
Well,
Like,
interestingly enough, your brain doesn't know the difference. I've studied the brain a lot because of my brain injuries and learning to talk again and all this stuff I've gone through.
sure.
Your brain doesn't know the difference between dreams and awake time. They're just as real to your brain. That's actually why your body goes into a state of sleep paralysis, so you don't act out your dreams because your
Hmm.
brain doesn't know the difference.
Hmm.
So you can actually train yourself to be aware that you're dreaming, and it's called lucid dreaming, and therefore have awareness and more control over your dream state.
Yeah, I've actually read something on that long time ago. I was still a kid, but it was really interesting to me, and it was actually an article in a magazine. How to, they they had to have a big catchphrase or something. It was like something, how control your own dreams,
Hmm.
and there were certain exercises you do,
I
and
can
I
tell you
don't.
one right now, everybody.
Hmm,
If when you pick something that you do every day, for most people, touching a doorknob, right?
okay,
The refrigerator door, the front door, it doesn't matter. Any handle where you have to grab that handle to get access, right? A cupboard, for instance.
sure,
You
sure,
say the following: Am I awake? That's it. Every time you go in and out of a door, open the door handle, am I awake? Your subconscious brain is going to be like, well, yeah, you are, right?
right,
Then when you're dreaming and you reach for a door to open it, your brain's going to say, am I awake? And you're going to know you're not.
wow,
But it's going to bring your consciousness and your subconscious closer together. And you'll actually start to have more control over your dream state. And
interesting.
you can do journaling, like wake up in the middle of the night, remember your dream, write down as much as you can.
Hmm.
That will train you to do the same thing, but it's more disruptive to your sleep pattern, right? Because
Sure.
you're having to write, you got to turn on a light, you got to,
Mm,
articulate.
right,
So
right,
it's a
right.
much easier thing to do to train yourself with like the words, am I awake?
Interesting. Yeah.
Mhm.
Because I remember doing certain exercises. I don't remember them because it's literally I was probably 14, but it worked. Like it
Oh, they
worked.
work.
Like
Oh, I can tell you for a fact it worked. My
and
third book, Your Brain is the Key to the Universe. There's a whole chapter about lucid dreaming, and I go into it
just
in more detail, like dream journaling and what I
yeah,
just told you that same type. All right, more questions. Do you
wow.
believe in ghosts?
I do. Yeah, I
Okay.
do.
Have you ever
Yeah.
seen one,
I
or
have
been
never
exposed, like felt the presence of something like that? I have seen a
think
ghost as a
you
kid.
have.
I flat out saw a lady in white in this old 1800s farmhouse we were living in, like
Hmm.
put her hand on me, wake me up in the middle of the night. And I rolled
Yeah.
over and looked, and I thought it was my mom, because what other woman would be in the house, right? When you're a
Right.
kid. And I said, what do you need? Like, and she didn't say anything. So the next morning, we're sitting at breakfast, and I asked my mom, what did you need? And she's like, what do you mean? Well, you came up last night, you put your hands on me, you woke me up, you were standing there wearing this like white dress.
Yeah.
You look very white. And she turned like pale and left the room.
Wow.
So I was
Wow.
like, oh, maybe there's something to that,
Yeah.
like,
Yeah. That's the thing. I've seen things similar to that. I didn't know at the time that you don't put it. I didn't put it together that was probably a ghost,
sure.
but it was things
I
that I
didn't
couldn't
at the time.
explain. Right.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
things that I couldn't explain, and then later on I read them in my brain,
Mm,
reenact, and it was like that something. It was something, and
mm,
a couple of things come to mind. Just the most recent one was just a few months ago, and this doesn't happen all the time, type of thing, but this is probably the third or fourth occurrence in my life that something like that I couldn't explain happened.
mm.
Where outside of our bedroom, we close the bedroom door every night, and there's a little hallway inside the light.
Can you pull that? I think your cable is slipping. You're cutting in and out.
Oh.
Ooh, that hurts.
Is that better?
Yes.
Okay, good. So we have a hallway light right outside of the bedroom, and it's the middle of the night. I don't sleep super well. I wake up often,
Mm.
but I go right back to sleep. But I wake up quite a bit. I'm a really light sleeper, so I woke up in the middle of the night like I do oftentimes. It's probably 3 a.m. Everybody's in the room. My two kids, my wife next to me, and the hallway light is on, and I look and I see it through the cracks of the door, right? As you can see, because it's not sealed perfectly, obviously. So it's like, oh man, I left the light on. And it just turned off. Like I was looking at it on and it just now was it a dream? I don't know, but that was one of those, I don't think so, because I remember I'm looking at my wife, she's next to me. I'm looking at both my kids because I'm thinking, well, maybe Joshua had to go outside to go to the bathroom or whatnot. They're both in their beds and the light just turned off. So I got up and there was nothing there, right? The light didn't burn out. It turned on and off. And
Hey,
I,
I look. The thing that most people don't understand or don't consider about human beings is we have a very limited sound range that we can hear in, a very limited light range that we can see in, right?
Mhm.
There's a lot going on around us that we're not privy to without special thermal imaging or special optics or hearing
Sh-
devices.
Sure, sure.
I
Good
think
point.
there's
Yeah.
a whole world of that stuff going on around us at all times.
Right, right.
I
And there's
firmly believe it.
yeah, no, I'm with you 100%. So ghosts, I don't know, like, do we even know what a ghost is? Like, what I perceive as a ghost may not be what you perceive as a
Well,
ghost.
I think if you were going to try to define it, because again, I'm an autistic person and a literal thinker, not an emotional thinker, right? So,
Mhm.
and I'm an electrical engineer. So, my thought would be it's the consciousness part of a human being without the body. For some reason, they're
Okay.
stuck in this space
Okay. Yeah.
after they've left their body.
Right, 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 right.
Now, electromagnetically, that could be explained, I think.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah. Totally.
Or
That's the
I'm
thing. What I
insane. I don't know. It's hard to
No, but
tell.
like in
It's
that
hard to tell.
particular scenario, who knows what caused that? What made that light turn on? What made that light turn on in my mind? Was it
Well, your mind
real?
is strong. Like, they have. I haven't watched TV really since 2011. I kind of gave it up.
Mhm.
But I remember there was like haunting type shows. Like, this is a real haunted
Oh, yeah.
insane
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
asylum, and we're going to go spend the night and poke at them and see what
Yeah,
happens, right?
yeah.
Well, the one thing I took away from that was I actually joined a ghost hunting group in Hawaii that gave ghost tours
Mhm.
as the electrical engineer, right? As the guy that
Wow.
would bring equipment and try to measure
Yeah,
anomalies, right?
yeah.
And so I was very interested in that. And I kind of researched more about these shows. And the one thing stuck out to me that I think is the truest statement we could make about ghosts or whatever. They said that, like in this one particular place, oh, somebody was brutally murdered. There was all this crazy stuff happened here, and there's bad energy.
Mhm.
Well, there didn't used to be bad energy there. Even after that stuff happened, the bad energy didn't really start or get intensify until they brought attention to it. And more people showed up believing that it was a thing and putting their energy behind it being real. And they actually said, because humans are electromagnetic creatures that actually produce a charge, a measurable charge, that
Wow.
we were charging that space with our belief, with our thoughts, with our presence. So you
Interesting.
could go there and feel a residual anger, angst, uncertainty, confusion, but it was, they said, primarily because of the people that had been visiting, not because of some past apparition.
Interest and that makes sense. I mean, that does make sense to me.
To me, an electromagnetic measurable way, like right, empirical data,
Mhm.
that makes more sense than thinking somebody was tortured there, died, and now they're haunting the building for eternity. right?
Yeah.
Because as
Yep.
a soul, that doesn't have a body, why would you haunt that one building? You're not constrained by typical things like walls,
Right.
right?
That's the
Or like,
human mind
right,
thinking, right?
right,
Type of
nationality. Well, I'm American, so I'm gonna stay in America on this street, in this house, in this basement, like as an apparition.
right, right,
I don't even think you would need to stay in this realm, like the earthly realm. I think you'd be able to move around if that were the case. So
right.
I don't
That's a
know.
good point. Yeah. So I mean, that's a long answer, but yeah, I do believe in ghost spirits. Something. I'm
Something.
not scared. I'm not scared of it, or at all. But I'm fascinated. So when something like what happened it's probably been a couple months, when that happens, it sticks with me, and it's fascinating to me. And it's not one of those things where like I gotta know either, right? Like it's almost like, okay, that's
It's just
interesting.
entertaining. Something I
Yeah.
was told though by somebody more versed in this in Hawaii, a Hawaiian kahuna, said, Joe, it's dangerous what you're doing, because I was just learning this whole meditative thing where you would leave your body, this sort of astral projection travel type stuff,
Hmm.
and I would just do it freely and carelessly, and hey, let's see what happens. And they're like, there are negative charges, negative entities, right, that would do you harm. You can't just willy nilly cruise through the universe, kind of thing. Like
Yeah.
you wouldn't walk through every neighborhood. You can't go through, the same thing.
Interesting.
And so
Yeah.
they would say, make sure that you stay grounded to your
Hmm.
reality, right?
Yep.
Remember that you are human. Remember that you have this connection to your body. And actually, this is kind of way out there, but I said, okay, well, how do I protect myself? Is there something I could do? And they said, yeah, picture a ring of fire above your head. It's just a ring of fire encircling you above your head, and that will help. And if you want to be super like protective, imagine above that ring of fire a sword right in the middle,
Hmm.
just kind of floating above you.
Yeah.
And that is a protective thing, apparently.
Interesting.
Right? And if
Wow.
you just want to heal yourself and feel better when you meditate and you go into that space, imagine a white light coming down through your head, through your whole body, pushing down through your spine, and that white light flooding your body. And that's a very healing mental thing that you can do without astral projection,
Interesting.
just as
Wow.
like a meditative practice.
Sure, sure. Wow.
It's a lot of fun stuff out there, guys.
Yeah, yeah.
The world is a fascinating place.
It really is. And most of us are not even scratching, I mean, tip of the iceberg, right? The surface.
I believe it's designed that way. That's what I mean. Like I think the kids' education, the Common Core, all the social media, this
Hmm.
this hero worship, right, of what I would call false gods, right, like athletes and actors and money and things like that. That's all intentional to distract people from searching, I think.
Yeah.
Was
Yeah.
that a ghost behind Uber just now, or a cat? It was a cat.
There is a cat. There
I
is a
saw.
cat.
Did you see him pause for a minute though? That was amazing. Oh my god, that was the best. You know what? Now I get to use my it sticker. I'm gonna post the clown sticker. There you go.
Great timing.
All right, guys. Look, it's getting late. This young man has his family to contend with and take care of. Uber. I mean, zero notice. This guy was like, "Let's do it." So I can't thank
Hey,
you enough. It was an absolute pleasure to have you on the show, my friend.
I can't thank you enough. This was great. This was great. I mean,
That's awesome.
I had so much fun. I mean, it was obviously it's always cool to get interviewed, right? That feels nice, like you're somebody.
Well,
But
and you are,
more
and we all are. We all are. That's why I do this show, because you're an incredible person. Like I could see it. I've seen it for extended period of time now, right? But sometimes you don't know. So
sure.
it takes somebody telling you that.
Yeah. And
So
as are you. Like I've learned so much. And that's like I have to thank you. I really owe you on this. Like you got my wheels turning, which sometimes I feel like, I don't know, but I'm sure I'm not the only one, but like we get in this rhythm of work, this, that,
Mm-hmm.
practice, and
Sure.
you're just in this rat race, and you're just trying to make it through the day over and over and over and over again. Sometimes you need to step out of that, and like a
Yep.
conversation like that, it sparks all these things, right? Like it and so like so like I don't, it sounds super cheesy and cliche, but I feel like alive again. Like sometimes, you know what I mean? You do your thing and your routine, and it just,
Absolutely.
you just do it, but it takes a conversation like that to kind of wake up and like, wow, like get the wheels turning again, and like you feel alive. And that's the you so you did that for me tonight, and I really appreciate that. And I
That's
want
a
to
that's the best compliment you could have given, man. I makes me feel good. Thank you.
thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Well, all right. So let me wrap up the show, my friend. If
Sure.
you don't mind hanging out for me for just a second,
Yeah,
let's say
absolutely.
goodbye to these beautiful people. And I think we're gonna go see Dad Plays because he's playing Super Mario Brothers,
Hmm.
which is something you and I would know about.
Yeah.
So
Heck yeah,
yeah.
that's
So
our
thank
era.
you very much, Uber. I hope you don't get sued. I hope they don't make you change your name.
Are you a lawyer, Benny? And you're an author. You're many things.
I have
Are
no
you
recollection of that event at this time.
okay?
That's all you need to know. Repeat that. Repeat after me. I have no recollection of that event at this time.
I like that. Okay.
No, no, say it. You got to. You need
Oh,
to
I have no recollection of this,
of that event at
of
this
that event
time.
at this time. Okay, I
There
need to
you go.
recollect.
That you're completely absolved of all legal
Thank you.
implications. Yeah, you're welcome. All right. Talk to you soon, my friend.
Bye.
All right, guys, this has been another Fireside Chat. I hope you had a good time. I did. It's always awesome to share the screen with another D Live streamer. We get to know about them personally, their experiences, their help, right? How to stream, how not to stream, right? Tips and tricks. Sometimes we say, we talk about ghosts. I mean, what am I gonna do? Not talk about ghosts? Anyway, I love you guys. Thank you for being here. Wherever you are on this planet, I wish you all the best. Aloha for now. And let's go love on another D Live streamer. I'm gonna choose my boy Dab. He is a Fireside alumni and just a hell of a good dude. And he's a damn good gamer, man. If you want to learn how to game, like I think they call it the claw thing, like this on a tablet, he's the man. All right, so let's go see Dad Plays. Again, thank you for being here, guys. Aloha. And if you're watching on YouTube, dlive.tv. It's a beautiful place. Come join us. It's free. We'll love you too. All right, so let's